So how fast can we clear this? Can we do stage 9? Obviously, we can do stage 9. Stage 9 is pretty easy on this boss, even in season 1 with all rares. And we get 60 to 65 points. That's pretty good. We get 2 legendary pieces here that we can craft like really quickly. 120 stamina and 120 stamina again. Okay, that's better than the last event, right? I don't know if it's better because sometimes they have 360s here. So it's more, or they have 260s there and it's the same. But here's what I want, right? I want that solvent. So we can pick that up today. Let's go over there and run a team. I don't know what kind of team I made for Grave of Curse. We've got Ogok too, so we could kind of... We can't cheese it out like we could do last season because we still have to remove the buffs. But we got a Frost Blast team with Varesh in here to block. I remember it being pretty damn easy. But I didn't really have a team set up, and I didn't have the gear I have now, so I knew I might need to change around some gear. Save dice for the legendary hero? I would. I think the legendary hero is going to be really good. I don't think she's like crazy overpowered, but I think she is very, very strong. Seasons to follow, I think you're going to miss out if you don't have her. The ability to give your whole entire team 100 additional resistance, 30 additional defense. It takes a little while for her to ramp up and for your whole team to be able to get that. But I do think that's strong. Plus, she can heal. She can make others heal for more. She can make your battle skill 50% faster. So whoever she casts her battle skill on, even herself, she'll keep doing her battle skill over and over at a 5-second interval instead of 10 seconds if she keeps casting on herself. If she casts that battle skill on somebody else, it's going to make them do their battle skill faster. And some battle skills are really strong. I think she's good. Compared to the 2 heroes that we got previously for these kind of events, she is very good. And it's always handy to have a really nice tank or off tank to be able to help get through content. Faye's killing you. Where are you on Faye? I just did a little Faye last night before I went to sleep, and I got past floor 90. Yo, Rocket, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Morning, Black Arts, East Coast, Australia. Oh, you're on East Coast, Australia, and it's 11. 9, 10, 2 hours ahead, huh? Okay. 3 days and your server will merge for season 2. It's coming soon. All right, you're going to be able to get your rewards and do some summons. Swifter, you're going to have fun the first, couple days getting your rewards and doing your summons. It was pretty cool. I guess I went in here with my normal team. Of course, we've got the staff on him. This looks like my team for the Vortex boss, right? Almost. I took this legendary out and I put Bledin in and I got more damage on the Vortex boss with Bledin instead of this guy. I said this when we first tested him out on the test server. This guy does not work anything like Shaltar and he doesn't do any kind of damage like that. And we thought with his 40% additional damage that he would really help out Girth here to do some crazy damage on the Vortex boss, or at least make up for the lack of his damage, giving 40% to Shinna and to Girth, but it's just not good. You're on 150. How are you on 151? Oh, you're on 151 of season 1, Swifter, and you've only got 3 days left on season 1, right? Is that what you're telling me? Yo, Nubkids, how you doing? Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't remember 151. And if we were all playing the same game on the same reset, on the same everything, we could all be talking about the same stuff, and that would be the best thing for this game. But unfortunately, I don't know. All I know is that 140, it started getting very hard. 143, there's a stage there that probably 80% of the server didn't pass. And then once you get up to 149, 50, it gets really hard. Very, very hard. There's Grishnar, and the Necro Healer stage. Yeah, I really don't remember that. I'm just going to hit play here and see if this team still works. We made this team weeks and weeks ago. We made this team. So I'm not sure if they're good or not. Hell Spawner in the house. What's up, my man? You'll nag Hell Spawner for help? Yeah, you might have to. I'm not sure what happened on 150. I didn't go past 149 or 150 last season. because we started doing our push to go through the Fae at like the last couple weeks. Now I'm staying current. I'm trying to stay current with it. I just did over floor 90 last night. I think the max floor we can do right now is probably 99. Might be like 100. So I do need to do a few floors still. Oh yeah, this team is gonna work. Yep, this works. 50 seconds, I'll take it. I'll take it. So we have to run this. Let's just do some auto runs. This is my main account. This is not the test server. So let's get over here and do some runs really quick. Not there, here. Let's get that solvent and see what we can do with our elemental advantage. And then let's talk about what's been happening since last night. Let's go over to Discord and see about any kind of new teams. We do need to tackle Toll War. I need to get a team going for Toll War still. Hype Pseudo put some stuff in here for some team that he did, which is very similar to the team that we tried out with Yagnats, Vanny. We tried Vanny, Yagnats. It's kind of the same team. And then we had Hexandra in the corner with high resistance. This is from a couple days ago. We had Hexandra in the corner, high resistance. She was tanking Toll War by herself. The mushroom was only affecting her. Then we had Nimbus, Vanny, Yagnats, and Iola in the corner doing damage. So we need to make that team better to get 22 million. Or we could use Furbath in there too. I'd prefer not to use Furbath. Why are you copying me? What's going on, Sebastian? What's happening, buddy? Who's copying who? What's the timer on Varesh Ultimate right now? The timer for him? Whoops, hold on. I have his ultimate going, you know, holding the whole ultimate. The boss's ultimate. After the boss does his ultimate, then I have Varesh doing his ultimate, right? That's what I'm trying to say. All right. I have him at 19 seconds. Is anybody pushing back the ultimate gauge? No? Nobody in here is putting slow speed on the boss or pushing his ultimate gauge back. And I'm loading gear, but it doesn't say... I don't know, it's saying that I'm not loading like all the appropriate gear. Maybe I've sold something. And I do have some new runes we could put on, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's working. So at 19 seconds, the boss is on an 18-second rotation. And now Varesh should go any moment now. There he goes. So for the first move the boss has, he's going to block it, of course. And then I don't know how quick my Varesh is, but we could easily put 2 skill haste sets on and some skill haste. What's it called? And we could put the incense on him too to knock down 2 seconds. So it'd be really easy for him to get under 18 seconds. Very, very easy. If you wanted to use the incense burner to make his ultimate go down by 2 seconds, if you want to put 2 different skill haste gear on, and if you want to use a couple skill haste on the... I'm not sure what I have. I'll have to check and see what I've got on mine. I don't even think I have a lot of skill haste on mine. We're just doing it a little bit early. And since we're beating him so fast that it doesn't matter. We're beating the boss incredibly fast. So as long as he gets a few rotation of blocking those buffs, and then he can remove too. You know, on this battle skill, he can also remove if something really got crazy. Oh, he's got the hourglass on. There you go. There you go. He's got the hourglass on, but this is not necessary. Again, the incense burner will take 20 seconds down to 18 seconds flat, right? With just the incense burner. So you could just use that. If you had it maxed out. If not, if you don't even want to worry about the incense burner, then we get 2 different sets of skill haste, which will give us 40 total skill haste. And then we need some skill haste substats. But the burner's pretty sweet for this. Plus, it gives accuracy, which we need accuracy anyways. But I'm lazy, so I have the hourglass on. Let's see what happens if I take that off. I don't have the incense burner leveled up. So we're not going to get those. I've got it leveled up pretty well. 9%. Increase the wearer's ultimate by energy by 9%. Let's equip it. Let's look for skill haste substats. No, not there. Okay, accuracy. There we go. Accuracy with some skill haste substats. Perfect. Now 18 skill haste. We might have to do a gear set that gives us skill haste. Actually, we could go with the gear set that gives us the extra damage for our team. The Whisper. Attack. Accuracy and... his accuracy is kind of low now. $268 plus we get 50 from our elemental advantage. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Let's get some more accuracy over here on this. Let's go with attack, accuracy substat. Okay, there we go. Wait, what? Did we equip that? We did. That's accuracy. It didn't. 297. Yeah, it should be enough. $19 second, 18 second. Okay, let's see if he can stay on rotation. Should be just enough, right? Oh, I didn't. Did you check his skill? Because the incense burner won't show us. I don't know what he's at right now, but the incense burner won't show the lowered amount. Okay, here we go. He's going to use it now. Now let's see where he uses it again if the boss is still alive, because again, we're downing this guy so quick. Yo, Coco, thanks so much for the prime sub. Cheers to you, my man. Appreciate the love. This is my old people drink. This is a hydration drink. I don't really know why I drink this in the wintertime, but I still drink it. Did he get it up? Yeah, he got it up at the right time, didn't he? It has an apple flavored. It's pretty good. Redeploy. Let's take out a DPS. Oh, now we don't have our time. If we take out a DPS, I don't have my I don't have my times anymore. Oh man, let's put Bledin in. He's almost got gear. Great. Okay, we want some crit rate, critical damage. Sure. He's got low crit rate. Let's give him that. I don't think he... Does he have a defensive rune on right now? No, attack, critical damage. We're going to go with a new team. This is Curse. All right, we had him in 19 seconds. 19 seconds, 18 seconds. Everybody else is going to do what they're going to do. But I don't know if he did it at the exact time. He might be quick, but is he quick enough to be exactly at 18 seconds? Let me see right where he does it. And if he does it at that same exact mark again. Okay, right there. Like right past the corner of the P. Okay, right past the P. Let's go. There he is. Yeah, he's on 18 seconds. Easy. So with the incense burner, it does make it extremely easy for somebody who wants to, because you get accuracy. It's nice to put it on someone like this. And very easy to keep them under 18 seconds. And that's all we need. And we need that too for Ancient Battlefield, right? It's nice to have Varesh in cycle for that one too. Pretty damn easy and pretty fast. Even though we don't have top of the line gear on everyone. Who cares when it's that fast? All right, few more. Rest in the ocean deep. Can you hear it? Hey, yeah, I've got no beer this morning. It's early morning, man. We haven't had beer in a long time. We haven't had Asahi Super Dry in a very long time. And I used to love, I used to drink Asahi Super Dry on stream when we played Raid Shadow Legends doing summons and And I used to drink a lot. Now, if I try to drink that beer, I can't even stomach it. Like the flavor is wrong. The way it feels, like the way it feels going down and then in my stomach, I don't know, is all wrong. Maybe, I guess we had too much. I guess we just drank too much of it. What's low for dungeons? What does Sebastian say? Ice Blast to take this guy down. I went full Ice Blast mode on dungeons this season. Yeah, that's it, right? That's it, Sebastian. All you got to do is take your Vortex team, throw them in any kind of dungeon that we're facing, and beat it, except for Ancient Battlefield. Ancient Battlefield is a little bit different, but now I'm so strong and I'm getting that damage reduction, I could probably take my Ancient Battlefield, my Vortex team into Ancient Battlefield and do well. But yes, I feel like it's not as cool because on season 1, we had to use a lot of different teams. With Acelia, a legendary that removes all debuffs and heals and blocks debuffs. A legendary radiant lady melee, you know what I'm talking about, with the big sword. She makes it extremely easy. Just by having her. And you would need her. Right? You would need her to be able to do that. Oh man, he really tore into us on that hit. Legendary. Yeah, she's a legendary. Yeah, you don't have her? You don't have that one? So for Grave of Rot, you know, we're going to have to use somebody different. We've got quite a few that can remove debuffs. We've got some healing in there. We got a block healing on the boss if we're not doing an insane amount of damage. There are quite a few out there. Who do we have? Can everybody say what they're using for their Grave of Rot team? We've got Vakuk that can remove 2, and that's really the most that we need to kind of remove. We've got shielders like Adolphus, so we can put up some shields to save us instead of worrying about healing. We're going to need some more support than just Adolphus, but we could use him. You got the fat guy. Thea to block it. Yeah, you can use Thea to block. You got to make her quick, and she's got to get some support. I did a video last season where I had Megan come in and give Thea an increase in her ultimate right away, and then she was able to just keep rotating her ultimate. That's blocking all debuffs. You got to have everybody on your team kind of ranged if you want to, and then she's going to do healing as well. The rare? What do we have for a rare? A rare that can remove debuffs and get some healing going? We've got Sigrid that could do decrease attack and then also heal block, which we need there. Poison Lightning for Rot, only because Vakuk in the tank. Yeah, that's a good combination. I think we have some other ones. I don't know why I can't think of the heroes right now, but I know we've got some other really good ones that can remove and block. We have Catherine, which I've never really used Catherine there before. But she can block. And she can heal. But we need some removal. Because he's not fast enough to block right away. Fitz? Yeah, Fitz. Fitz the rare. That's right. Fitz the skeleton. The skeleton can bring all the debuffs onto himself. And heal based on the amount that he brings. Like each one. Yeah, that's right. We used to use Fitz a lot in Season 1. It's weird because I've been playing over 30 days in Season 2. And it's just not the same flow. It's completely different than Season 1. You don't... Like, Season 1 felt like a real journey. We could level up rares, we could use our main character, and you kind of wanted to use your main character because it was so versatile, and it was a real challenge to get through content. Here in Season 2, I feel like, I don't know, it just feels completely different. I don't know how the feel is, but it is very different. Here you just kind of power through everything. I would have really preferred to have just a continuation of Season 1 bosses and then been maybe a little challenging, more challenging. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how as a game designer to be able to do that, but I feel like if you would have kept everything the same and then made additional stages of the boss, because you kept everything the same anyways. It's not like we've got anything different on Season 2. If you would have just made like the Harpy exactly the same, but made it have more floors and then kind of changed up maybe something that it did, gave the same rewards, that we have from season 1 from doing 9. That way, if it is too hard for somebody to do stage 10, 11, and 12, then they're still getting good rewards on stage 9. The same rewards that they're used to. And then you could have those harder stages with a little different mechanics, and we could really be focusing on trying to beat those to where they're difficult. But it's very hard to balance a game like this when you have 70% of your player base. I don't know, I'm just throwing out numbers. When you have a large portion of your player base with no legendary artifacts, then you have the whale portion of your player base with legendary artifacts plus inspired heroes. I just have no idea how you would balance a game. You have to kind of balance this game around free to play. There's no other way. You got to balance it around free to play people. If you try to balance it around the Kraken whales who have inspired and legendary artifacts, then your player base isn't going to be here. They're going to leave. Hellspawner, I would too, but there's no company out there that can give us new bosses every 3 months. They have done this to themselves. There just absolutely is no one that can give you all these new bosses every 3 months. Nobody can keep up with that. And play test them to make sure they're good and stuff? No way. It's impossible. So if you want new bosses in a season, then you got to have way longer seasons. Give inspiration to epic heroes. That would be pretty fun. I do think that would give them to rares too. I think that would be fun for rares. Just to make them a little stronger, right? Fight over leaderboards. Exactly. And that's what you have to do. But I don't think that they necessarily have done that for season 2. I don't think that they've necessarily built everything for free to play and then let the whales, whale through it all easily like it's nothing and then let them fight over the leaderboards. That's exactly how you should do it. You're right. But I don't know if that's how they've done it because Ancient Battlefield is extremely strong. We need to do some teams for... How are you guys doing in Heretical Runes? Make Sigrid more OP? Yeah, but she wouldn't be more OP than, say, a 5th Ascended Legendary. Heretical Runes is easy. I guess it depends on what heroes you have. What kind of teams are you guys making there? I think I have either this team in there. Actually, I know I do. I play this team because I remember Girthin jumping over and taking out the small phoenixes. Then you could also use my Radiant team, but that's a lot of legendary stuff. You could use the Radiant team to really tear it up in there. Balance between hero types. You want epic? Yeah, I want epic and rare inspired. That'd be great. It would really be cool because then when we get a copy of something, we could be like, oh, nice. Let me throw it into this other. And of course, their inspirations would be a much lower version than what we see on legendaries. Like some legendaries, when they get inspired to like 4th inspired, they get 10% attack, crit rate, 10% crit rate, 20% critical damage. For an epic, it would be 5 crit rate, 10 critical damage. And for a rare, it'd be like 3 crit rate, 2 crit rate. You have it go down so it doesn't make it as strong for the lower level ones. Yeah, there are so many, but when are we going to see some balancing? I mean, balancing is a total different thing than worrying about inspired on rares and epics. That's a whole different thing. And we need balancing. I mean, every game does balancing because it's needed very much. I don't feel like we're healing as well this... Like, we're not keeping up with healing these runs. We don't have a shield up the whole entire... Like, look at this. People are getting sliced. What's happening? What's happening with these runs compared to the first, 2 runs that we did? I feel like something's changed. Do we have a defensive lead? Dragonheir have way too many heroes? For all units? Well, the inspiration for most of the units are pretty generic, They're not really trying to augment their skills so much, and they're just kind of generic stats for a lot of them, especially the DPS ones. Really generic. I feel like this boss just got much harder out of nowhere. Once I put him in, I guess, is he taking more damage? Do I need a little defense rune on them? put a little rune. See what we've got for defense with critical accuracy. Okay, we don't need accuracy, but there we go. Crit rate into 10 on that. Man, that was beautiful. Definitely beautiful. And she's got lower level. We could increase this. She's using old gear, man.
I was already left with no other choice.
I think that's the only defense rune we had, though, legendary wise. Here's crit rate. Ooh, crit rate, critical damage. Okay. And then I know we've got better stuff for her. I don't even think she has her correct vortex gear on. But this might do the trick. Save that gear. I don't know what she's got.
Excuse me, I'm not good at singing.
What'd she say? Excuse me, I'm not good at what? Defense to mitigate some more damage. Do we have defense accuracy, crit rate? Oh, okay. We should do it. Let's go. Will you release free-to-play videos for other bosses besides Fire? Did I do... Ooh, besides Fire? Oh, the boss that I... Yeah, we're going to do some today. We're going to do some free-to-play videos for Tall War. I mean, we'll do as free-to-play as we can. If we can get that kind of damage. If we can't get 22 million as free-to-play, I'll do, you know, as best as I can. We're going to do one tonight on Tall War, though. We're going to bring in Hexandra, some rares, DPS, like Vanny and Yagnats that we did before. We did that. We did this a few days ago. And we'll bring in maybe Arena, the lightning rare. Yeah, we'll try to do as much rare as we can. And then as far as the other bosses, I don't know. We'll have to just keep looking over in Discord and look under the names over here. That's what I do every morning. I look to see if we see some new teams, but I don't see any new teams. I don't know what you guys are doing. Nobody's added some new teams in the last 12 hours for Jorn, Licinia, Alton, Tulwar, or Zillis. I don't see any new stuff being added, guys. You're playing Torchlight right now? How was that? They had a new update, didn't they? Well, here's the other thing with too many heroes. Too many heroes and too many legendary artifacts that we just can't level up during a season. Which I think feels kind of bad. If they left our heroes at level 100... and then we leveled up the new heroes, we could actually have a really big roster and not worry about leveling up heroes so much. What if they did this? Okay, listen. What if any hero that we took to level 100, when we start a new season, as we gain adventure rank, it slowly just gains levels, right? So by the time we get to a certain adventure rank at day 15 or day 18 or 20, it's back to level 100 on its own. And then any new experience that we get from doing Goblin and rank up material, we do that to all the new heroes that we accumulate or other heroes that we just didn't have a chance to level up. By the time we get to season 3, 4, 5, we're going to have so many heroes, we're only going to be able to level up a fraction of them during the season. And more than likely, it's going to be leveling up the same meta heroes every single season. And the same thing with artifacts. I don't want to level heroes again in season 3. I don't want to do the whole first month in season 3. The whole first month is boring. Buy more bread? No, you shouldn't have to. Buy more bread won't do it for you. You can only buy 4 bread a day. And I've done that on my main account. And with 4 bread a day, you still can't level up by the time you get to season 4, 5, and 6 every single hero. And it's not like you need to level up every single hero, but you can't really branch out and experiment. By the time you're on season 5 and 6, there are going to be so many meta heroes and heroes that work so well that you're going to just keep playing those heroes over and over. You're not going to level up anything else. Unless a new meta hero comes in, so that's like 1 or 2 new heroes. But you're going to keep leveling up the same exact heroes that you always did because you don't have enough stamina over the course of a season, because you can only... Stamina is very limited. You can't buy stamina packs. You can't get additional stamina anywhere. Like stamina is the most limited thing here. So we can't get additional experience pots then. And we can't have... I think it would be better for us to keep some. Ice Blast go, right? Season 3? Exactly. That's all we're going to do, Sebastian. And I'm with you, right? It'll be boring because we're going to be... Right? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know. We've been talking to them in content creator chat about the seasonal stuff and what's going to happen. Maybe they'll take some of it to heart and we'll see some changes made. Just the battle pass? No, you can't. You can only buy 4 a day and you can only get what's in the battle pass and then as well as, you know, whatever we get from events. But we're very limited on the amount of bread that you have for the whole entire season. Yeah. To sell bread, it seems like a missed opportunity. I mean, yeah, definitely is. They might as well. I don't know why they haven't. I don't know about their monetization. You know, we've all had questions about their monetization since they don't really sell. They don't sell stamina. They don't really do pop-up deals, or at least limited time deals. It doesn't need to be like we say pop-up deals, but pop-up deals don't mean pop-up in your face. Like you log in and it's just like deal, deal, deal. It just means limited time deal. So you have a little banner at the top right, and you see that banner's up there, and you know there's some deals to be looked at. You know that are for a day or 2 days or for the weekend, and they're really great deals. You know, they're good deals to get some gold dice with, and people buy those. But this company doesn't have any of those. Like, never has any pop-up deals. So I don't know. Cosmetics, they could be selling a lot of cosmetic horses right now. They could have every month. They could have a different, really cool looking horse to sell as a cosmetic, because we've already seen horses that you get at the end of the season. They could have banners that come out of your back when you're running around that has a flag. Cosmetics to sell. There's a lot of things I feel like they could do. Yeah, they have different cosmetic dice. They could be selling cosmetic packs every month. I feel like there's a ton of things they could do to make money off of cosmetics, because they've already shown us that it works within the game with season rewards. Yeah, but... Or even just weapons. Like, they could have like cool new weapons added to your heroes to make them look differently when you're fighting, because the graphics are so good. Like, if you actually play this on PC and not a small mobile device, it looks so good. You could easily do well with selling cosmetics. A lot of missed opportunity. Dragon mount, a dragon pet. I mean, you could have pets. Yeah, you could have pets running behind you. Now, a pet would be cool because you could sell different pets, and the pets, when you go by in the open world, when you run by like those little trees that sparkle, what if it forages for you? What if it grabs that stuff for you? And it does it like that, right? So of course people are gonna buy that. You get a pet, and this is just time versus money. It doesn't make your account more powerful. You're not paying for like what's it called? You're not paying to be overpowered. All you're doing is getting a pet that's saving you some time. Instead of you going around to a tree or to a mining node and clicking on it and you just do a little rotation, this pet just goes over there as you run by and picks it up for you. That would be, man, that would be so perfect. You know? Why don't I make a Nubkin, I would love to make a gacha game based off of these graphics. I would love to. Man, if we could do a gacha game, even if it wasn't turn-based and it was like this, because I actually really love this style of fighting. Something about having like a tank, a healer, and then your DPS or control and debuffers. This has actually been really fun. Now, I do love turn-based gacha games. Those have always been my favorite. But this is actually really cool. And there's a lot of stuff we could do to make this even better and to have more heroes that have multi-elements. Not necessarily like 3 elements like our main character, the Traveler, but we could have more heroes that have 2 different elements they can jump back through. Man, we can make this game crazy. You didn't see it? What's going on? Oh, did you see it now? I'm sorry. Like pets in Diablo? Yeah, and it's just cosmetics. Still has to fix King fix King Arthur. Did you see my post in King Arthur? Are you in their Discord? I posted in there because there's really not a lot of people chatting. I posted a couple days ago for the new year. I was like, where's this new big update for the new year so I can play King Arthur again from level 1 and see what the new player experience is like. I'm not sure when I wrote that. It was only a few days ago. But there is still no update. And as is, I can't play it. But once there is an update and if they fix that issue with gear, then we will stream it some. We'll stream the new player experience and see if it's worth playing. You left the Discord, Sebastian? I'm still holding out hope. I'm holding hope that they will change. They'll change the way that we unlock gear in here, and it won't be just a whale kind of thing to do. It'll be just like all normal games. I'm hoping. If that happens, then I'll give it a try again. And Raid should invest in a baby project and play some and pay some programmers to make you a game. That would be fun, but it's a little more complicated than that, right? It's a lot more complicated than that. We could fund it. We could fund it and then, you know, get connected and do it all. Yeah, we could. It's kind of a project you'd have to really be... like, I'd like somebody else to do the whole money issue of it all, and then let me just be in charge of it. Like the creative direction and everything else. But the financial part, investors and all that kind of stuff, have somebody else deal with that. All I want to focus on is the game itself. Playing the game, and then thinking about game modes, challenges, and everything that's awesome from all the other, like, hundreds and hundreds of gacha games that I've played before, put into this game, you know. And then, of course, the player experience. Like, what makes this a game that players want to play? What makes it exciting? And what things that we played from, you know, the last 15 years. I don't know how long I've been playing gacha games. Like, what were my favorite games and why were they my favorite games? Like, what made it really exciting to me? Would be a good thing. Yeah, and that's true, Nupkins. People who love these kind of games in charge of the vision and direction would be a good thing. But the problem is, that doesn't happen anymore. That did happen a long time ago. Like, before Raid Shadow Legends, Polarium bought out Raid. Raid had a full, like, 7 months where it was a different company, a whole different company of a group of people who loved games and made a passionate game. And then they got bought out by huge corporations. Unfortunately, there are very, very few, if any, games anymore that are made by people who are passionate about gaming and have experience playing a whole bunch of different games. It's mostly just people clocking in, doing a job. They have a job to do. This is what I've got in my work queue to program today, or this is what I've got as a creative director to think about. I don't know what they think about. Like, if you are a person that comes up with how the game mechanics are, I don't know what kind of experience they look for. I really don't. I mean, I'm sure they look for people who are passionate about gaming, who have played lots of games, but I don't know. I don't feel like people nowadays are playing their game like we play their game. They're just coming in and clocking into the clock, doing their job. They have their work orders, they do those, and then that's it. You know, done for the day. It's not like they're going home and playing the game and saying, okay, this is where we could do some improvements. I'm looking at what like, for me, if I ran a gaming company, I would for sure be in Discord reading comments. Now, I wouldn't ever respond. I wouldn't let them know that I'm somebody they can talk to about it. But I would be there reading it all, and then I would be playing it 24/7. So I'd also be like, okay, I can see where they're coming from. I actually understand, and then I'd have all, you know, we'd have all the back end analytics to see how many players are coming to join the game, how many players are staying logged into the game. We'd have all that information as well. Because Bled-In is better. Did you know that? Did you know Bled-In is better? I've put Bled-In into my Vortex team last night instead of Zorak, and I got more damage. Yeah, it's crazy. We need to do a video on that tonight. that an epic is way better than a legendary. And we kind of knew this because when we first started using Zorak, I was always saying how bad he was. I was like, man, this guy just does not seem good. He's nothing like Shaltar. He doesn't work anything like Shaltar. It just doesn't seem to function well. And it doesn't. He's not that great. And you would think that 40% additional damage to your Shinna and to your Girthin would really make up for his lack of damage, but it doesn't. Yeah, unfortunately, he's just not that great. And if you're expecting them to do some kind of balancing, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. You feel so alone in this game? What's going on? I think I have more. Trade some artifacts. You're so alone? You don't see anybody in your game? EverQuest back in 1997 showed that cosmetics work. If they could look at their gear and they sold... Did they sell cosmetics back in EverQuest days? I had a buddy that was in love with EverQuest back then. I didn't get into gaming until Dark Age of Camelot. After EverQuest and then Dark Age of Camelot, we had World of Warcraft come out. But Dark Age of Camelot was the best MMO I've ever played to this day. Like, I had the most fun there. Going into the open world, getting those relics. We had Hibernia, Albion, and whatever the third. We had 3 different... ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, tried to copy what Dark Age of Camelot did. But Dark Age of Camelot had these huge monsters, and we had that dungeon that would, whoever owned the relic, the dungeon would transfer over to them. Like, the best time playing that game. And then WoW came out and ruined everything. But I didn't get into EverQuest. I never played EverQuest. Where was I going to? Oh, I was going to see where we're at with my rewards. Almost got them all. Good enough, though. I just wanted this solvent, really. $20,000. Now, should I start leveling out these to get 10% additional damage so I can do better on all the world bosses, the chief bosses? Or should I try to go 10% less, 15 total, less damage taken from my Radiant and Ice team? I don't know. I kind of feel like we should start doing more damage over here. You went with the lower column, these? Yeah, the continental bosses, right? The chief challenges, right? That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking these chief challenges, I'll be able to get more damage done. That way, when the Otherworld Exploration comes out, and not worry about. But this deals damage equal to the skill of the hero is increased by 20 seconds. Each enemy damage lasting. I could save up and do those outer ones, but I don't think that it's a lot. Like, it's 40,000. Here for 40,000, I get 4% additional damage. And then eventually I'll have 10% additional damage, which I think is really strong. Okay, maybe I'll save up to focus on the last column. I do think it's kind of early to focus on the last column because 15% less damage taken, I don't think it's going to do much for me. Once I'm, when I'm fighting the Vortex boss, he ramps up so high that eventually I don't even think it matters to have that 10% additional reduction. I've got 5 already. That's why I keep saying 10. I don't think it's going to matter. And all content that I'm running through right now with my Ice Radiant team, this reduction isn't going to matter either. Like, all the dungeons, I'm already blowing them up. Later on in Fae, this could help out, but I've got time. So I think doing these two is going to be best. Arrive quickly. They do. And they arrive every week, and I'm still not doing that well on, 3 continental bosses. So I've got to, but I don't need to, right? Like right now, this whole month, I don't need to do that well. I've already done 40 summons. So all I've got to do is do 11 million every continental boss. So I really shouldn't even sweat any of this stuff on my main account. I've already done enough summons with 40 gold dice to get enough halos, or what are these called? Yeah, halo shards, that I just have to do 11 million on each and every boss that I fight for this whole entire month. I don't have to sweat it at all. So I don't even know why I'm worried. 11 million is simple. I can do 11 million. All right, let's get onto the test server and see what we can play around with. But I do have to do, don't we only have a few days left? I do have to do one more fight. on my main account. I'll do that tonight. And I'll do it for 11 million. It doesn't matter. I'll still get the legendary. That's all I want. I'm not trying to beat like top leaderboards or anything. I could care less about that. I just want the legendary Ardrith. No, I didn't try it. There's no reason to try that on the test server. It does. I mean, she does insane damage because they get down low and she just executes them. So there's no reason for us to play around with it. If somebody has her, I'm sure they know she does crazy damage. Although we could play with some, even though that boss takes 100% additional fire damage, we could play around with like Rava and what's his name, Vetemir there, and see if we can get some crazy damage. I feel like that boss has kind of been played out though. 400 million on Vortex every day on my server with the same exact Dauntless team. Like no change. Just uses the same Dauntless team over and over. For a buff removal, bad idea. Better to invest into Grover. For what? What season are you on and what day are you on in your server? Or at least what season are you on? Season 1 or Season 2? I would go with Dane over Grover if you have him. If you have scrolls into Dane, you got to have scrolls though. Because Dane only has like what, an 80% chance to remove? It's not, or 75, it's not a 100% chance to remove those buffs. So if you're going to scroll, if you have the means to scroll Dane, I would use Dane over Grover. If not, then use Grover. Because you can't play Dane without those scrolls. You're catching up on Season 2? All right, nice. But you can buy extra dice. For what? Inbringer, what's happening? $11 million on all 6 is madness. 11 million on all 6 is madness. Really? I don't know. Are you in my Discord? Are you looking at teams that can do? I feel like 11 million on all bosses is pretty not that bad. It depends on your roster, right? And I'm not talking about legendary heroes. I'm not talking about legendary heroes at all. You see how quickly I just mine those? If they sold me a cosmetic pet that me just standing here, the pet would run over there and be like, boom, boom, boom. Instantly take it. That way when you're running, it can just pick it up as you're running by. Like running by the stream, my pet goes there and has already grabbed it. Man, I would buy that pet, and I would buy different pets when they come out with other cosmetics looking cool pet. I would buy that pet in a heartbeat. And if it looked too busy, like there's too much going on, then I just come over here to my camp. I take out some of these people. You get out of here. You get out of here. I'm going to have this little dude run behind me. Actually, I'm going to have this beautiful lady right here run behind me. And then my pet. Whatever pet I currently have active that I bought. And then I've got these two running with the pet. Or maybe no person running. And my pet just collects everything. Man, so much missed opportunity for extra money. What is this snake? These snakes want me? All right, level 3 snakes. I got no gear. Let's go for it. The extra, you want extra, who wants extra shards for the event? Because there's nothing ever good to buy. If you have 100 extra shards, you can get some gold dice. That's it. Limited to 2. I don't care about that. I don't care about the purple dice. Yeah, I don't care about any of this stuff. Just give me my straight 200 as easy as possible. I'll pick her up, and that's all I want. That's all I want. No frustration, you know. Get her and go. 60 frames. Okay, let's get some audio. Okay, so we've kind of played Urzilis to death. I mean, we could go over and do Urzilis, like I said, with a Frost team. I think it'd be, even though he's getting 100% additional damage from fire, I think it'd be kind of cool to see Vetemir and Rava come in here and bounce Vetemir's ball. I think we could get some insane damage. But, I don't know. I feel like we played that guy a lot. Let's go over to Toll War. We've done a lot with him, and we've put it in a video, and we put it on my Discord. So now we can do Toll War and do a video tonight on this guy and show people some. Yeah, this is the test server we're on now. Before we were on my main account. We jumped over to the test server now. My main account, though, I do want to check it over here. How many days do we have till reset? Where's the world boss? 1 day and 23 hours till reset over in the main Okay. So this guy, he takes lightning damage. Now, before we already tested this dude out with Nimbus, Vanny, which was doing excellent. We had Yagnats in here, and then we had Iola in this corner, and then up here we had Hexandra. And I think we put this in my Discord. I'm not sure if we... Let's see. I'm not sure if we did or not. Because we didn't get 22 million, so I'm not sure I put it in here. Somebody got 39 million with Ogok. Right. And then we did take Zephy. Now, this is a few days ago on stream. We took Zephy and put Zephy here with really high resistance, and we got like 19 million. This team with Zephy up in this corner. But if we have a little bit more healing... Oh, no, I did post a team. I posted this team, same gear as above. And then I posted 11 million with this exact team. This exact team, I posted 11 million and I showed the gear. And then 17 million was Zephy. So we're trying to get 22 million, I guess. On the poison boss, which is the poison? Is this the poison boss? On the poison boss. The poison boss. You're talking about on Lucinia. This is the test account. Yeah, Wing. What's up, buddy? I thought low 90s would be enough. There are continental challenges. Yeah, it's hard. But again, are you summoning 40 gold dice? If you summon 60 gold dice, you only have to worry about getting like, I think 7 million on most of the continental bosses. Are you summoning... Now, you have to summon gold dice. It's not free to play to where you can just get 22 million on all the bosses, even if you could, and then summon no gold dice. You've got to summon. Yeah, this is the test account. We jumped over to the test. So you've got to have some gold dice or you have to purchase them. There's no way around it. Grind my gears in the house. I definitely buy it. Yeah, grind my gears, wouldn't you? And it'd be cool too because these pets could, each month you could have a pet pack with maybe like 3 different variations of one pet. And we're talking the money amount you sell those packs for don't need to be cheap because they're just a cosmetic thing that's fun to have. So you put it at like, I don't know, whatever you think is reasonable. You don't do it too crazy, but you don't do it for like $5 either. You do it as... $30 or even $50 if it's a pack that has enough cool stuff in it. Yeah. And there are tons of people, including myself, that would buy it just for fun. What is the Hivitar thing against? It just does a lot of damage. She executes stuff when they get down to low life, so they get down to low life and she just kind of executes them, the pets that he brings out, his summons, and she does a crazy amount of damage. She does a lot of damage on top of that, but that's why she's getting a lot of damage done. Have you played her yet? Man, my beard is... The mustache part is extremely annoying. Have you played her on there yet, or do you have her? Is that why you're asking? I walk by. I don't pick anything up either. I don't. I'll walk by it all. I'm lazy to do that, and there's really no need because I can go buy 99 of them at the shops. I could go buy from our, like, to mine the ore, I can go buy that from our cart every single day, 20 of it from our cart, so I don't do it either. I ignore it. Did I save this team, though? Oh, okay, sweet. Let's see what happens. So this is from a few days ago, and basically we were good with... We need to get decreased defense up first before we do all this madness. That would help out to get a little bit more damage. But I mean, the guy's not... He's not... Toll War himself isn't bothering anybody. Just that one in the corner. And Hexandra is so easy to put high resistance on, so we don't get any of those debuffs, so he doesn't get, like, if there's debuffs out there on us, he gets a damage reduction. So we're doing less damage to him. What I really want to do, though, is there's somebody that can knock back his ultimate gauge or put a slow speed on him. Do you know anybody that we could use for a slow speed in poison and lightning? Recharge speed penalty, poison or lightning. We've got the new guy, the new legendary. He could do it. But what do we have? Oh, we have Latalis. The rat? The rat. The rat. The rat. What rat? The fire rat that can jump in there? The dude with a crossbow. Oh, the dude with a crossbow and he's poisoned. Does do recharge speed penalty on his battle skill. He's got 2 hits to do it. All right, all right. I like it. Nice. Shook can knock back the ultimate gauge, decrease attack, but he won't put recharge speed penalty unless he removes the shield. He will not apply it. He has to actually remove a shield to put recharge speed penalty up. I wish he would. But he does knock back the ultimate gauge a tiny bit. Like he's got a chance to. And he would do decrease attack. And could he also apply our Witch's Remains or Crown? So we could get 11 million. Like 11 million I feel like on this boss is not difficult. Somebody said, yeah, well, we don't necessarily... Latalis would work, but we don't want to necessarily use Latalis because we're not going to get that increased damage. Lightning is really our better option. So let's look at Lightning really quick. Using her as a tank, it's fine. Tank healer, because they're not going to do a lot of damage. We're making her high resistance. Who cares that this is poison? But it's still part of our 5-team bonus. So for Lightning, let's go check out. For Season 1 on Season 2, did you use your same heroes? I did pretty much level up the same powerful heroes on Season 2. Except for the new Ice Blast heroes. The new Ice Blast heroes are really good. So I leveled up all those Ice Blast heroes, and then I leveled up all the meta heroes from Season 1. Yeah. He can on his battle scale 2 hits. Yeah, he's the dwarf. We just talked about him. He's the one that gives your highest attack person whenever you get a control ability, gives them the increased turn meter. I don't know if we're going to be able to do any control. I don't know if he can stun the mushroom. It'd be really cool if he could stun the mushroom and we get an attack increase along with him doing those 2 hits on the battle skill to recharge speed penalty. That'd be really sweet. But again, poison. Let's look at lightning really quick. Let's see if we have anything lightning wise that we could use. But if we have to use him, we will. We'll use him in there because he's very reliable to do recharge speed penalty. So I did different monsters. You figured it'd be boring, so you did different ones? Well, I did different ones in the sense that I'm using the Ice Blast ones for everything. Like I'm using Ice Blast heroes for everything with Radiant. Radiant healers that I used previous seasons, all legendary. And then the Ice Blast heroes with Shinna, Bledin, and Girthin. I wasn't lucky enough to get the exclusive Beldel. Didn't they put recharge speed penalty in here? So as a debuff, they didn't put it? Okay. So not all the debuffs are here. Well, I can look at the heroes and pretty much remember. I'm not looking at legendaries.
What's worse than death is
Can I go like to side from here? No. Man. We'd have to go to the codex. It's there, bottom left. Oh, was it there? Really? Under control? Stun, silence. I thought it'd be a debuff. Accuracy penalty. Taunt, silence, stun, fear, blind, charmed, knock up. And those are buffs. What do you mean it's there? Oh, no, I'm looking for recharge speed penalty debuff. The one that slows them. Ultimate down is good too. Yeah. Where's we'll do ultimate down, but I was looking for recharge speed penalty. Special. What is special? Am I missing something? Yeah, recharge speed penalty is definitely different than ultimate down, but where are you seeing ultimate type, buff, debuff, control? Man, I'm as blind as a bat. I don't even see ultimate down. I don't have it. So do you guys have it? Are you guys seeing something different than I see? Is the test server different? This is the test server. Try it from my roster.
Knowledge brings composure, especially during the chaotic war times.
I don't have a special section. The test server doesn't have it. Okay. So you guys do have it, but the test server doesn't have it. All right. Nice. It must have been an update. Maybe since they gave us the test server, they've updated our live server to have that. So that's pretty good. That's cool. At least we have it on the live. That's what matters. All right. So we're looking at lightning. Shaltar doesn't have anything good. Shurgul doesn't have anything knockback. No. She blocks control abilities, decrease attack. I don't even remember what Thunderbolt does, but it's not good. This guy doesn't do the damage that he should. He's not a Shaltar. Thunderbolt, terrible. Stuns, right? Stuns. What would she do for us there? Nothing. Nothing there. Okay. Damage. Removal of buffs, right? Nothing else going on there. What's going on, new subscriber? Hey, Lord, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate the love. 2 months, currently on a 1-month streak. Thank you so much. Nathaniel is a good support, but no control. Shook. Okay, so Shook will, at a 75% chance, reduce the ultimate gauge by 5%. But he doesn't put up the recharge speed penalty. He'll do the decrease attack. Here, you see the period has a 75% chance to inflict recharge speed penalty for 10 seconds upon successfully dispelling a shield. So there's no shield to dispel. So he's not going to do the recharge speed penalty. And does he only do 1 hit on this? Or does he do multiple hits? I think it's 1 hit. So not really good with the Crown or Witch's Remains for this ultimate, for decreased attack. And just this little bit of chance to knock back the ultimate gauge. No. No. No recharge speed penalty. He can steal. Grover can steal, but we don't want melee. And he can steal like very little. Like, look at this chance. 25% chance to steal 10% ultimate gauge. If that chance was higher, that'd be cool. Dora gives everybody accuracy. Damage. Shields along with removing of a buff. Thunderbolt. Damage, dauntless. Okay, nobody. So there's nobody we can use. So we are going to have to go to either Latalis, knocking back the ultimate gauge every 10 seconds by 20%. Or, that's all we have for rares. Or using this guy, Theodore, to put recharge speed penalty up for 5 seconds every 10 seconds. And he's got 2 hits, so he's got 2 chances to apply it. We've got her too. She can, well, she's melee. We don't want to bring melee. No, that sucks. This is cool because she will, you know, reduce the damage taken. Reduce the damage done by the boss, right? And she'll do recharge speed penalty. But we definitely don't want melee. Well, I don't know. Even if she's provoked, she's still going to do this ability. Like, if the mushroom is provoking her, no, you don't get to do your moves while you're provoked. She'll do it outside of that, but it's still going to mess up her timing. Because we get provoked quite a bit, right? There's a lot of provoking going on. I guess Theodore's it. Theodore's the one. Oh, we got this new guy that we get from Faye that does knock up and stuns, but we can't stun the boss, so no good. Plus he's melee. I'm pretty sure that guy's melee. Corin, Hollis. People were saying this guy does good damage, right? This pirate cannon. He can decrease attack along with increased defense, decrease attack. Hixandra's better. Okay. We'll try Theodore. Yeah, Etches has a 10-second... She does, but she's melee, and she's going to get provoked quite a bit. We can try her out for sure, but whenever we bring like multiple people, say we bring in another melee, just to give you an example of this. Like, let's bring in Shaltar.
My emotions now.
We get the shroom on him, so he's provoked.
Worry not. I am.
Which causes him to do his ultimate a little bit later. But then he gets provoked again and again. And again. And again. But Etches will still do her ultimate ability, right? But she'll take damage too, and we don't need anybody to like take damage. It's just hard, you know, melee. Melee's pretty hard, but we could use her. I don't know how often she's gonna be able to, like, how often she's gonna be interrupted, slowed down to do her ultimate. And her ultimate, we want to have, we want our ultimate on a normal cycle so we can get that recharge speed penalty up on him. We want it on a decent cycle. We don't want to have to worry about being provoked. Where is Theodore?
A new job for the list.
Let's see if this is going to make up some damage or not.
Are a mercenary's life and face.
I have no idea if it should. If we slow him up enough, it should help us get more damage in before he gets, you know, crazy strong and kills everybody. Now this is a battle skill though, so we got recharge speed penalty, 100% chance to apply, 2 hits. Attack penalty 2 at a 75% chance. Okay, that's good, man. He's bringing attack penalty as well. And then if we can land, say, like this stun on a mushroom, which I don't know if we can, then we would get an, you know, whoever's our highest attack person would get an ultimate increase. So that'd be kind of cool. Let's see if we can stun him. But the lower version of this would bring in Letalis. And I don't know if Letalis is going to do that great. 20% reduction on the battle skill. The boss needs to have already done its skill and have a little bit of charge on its ultimate for Letalis to knock it back. 20% is a lot every 10 seconds. So we'll see. Is it better to have, you know, somebody like this slowing the boss down or another DPS in there? I just don't know. If we had a legendary DPS, we'd be set. Like if you have a legendary range DPS, then you're set. Man, there just aren't a lot of ranged options, right? We come in with this guy. This guy does like really good melee damage. That's new. We've got Shaltar that does insane damage, which I still feel like we could use Shaltar at times because he's still getting his ultimate off. It's just going off late. But he's taking damage, so he won't last that long. I don't know. Maybe Shaltar with Theodore here. Slowing the boss down and Shaltar still doing his abilities. Who has a multi-hit ultimate that would be good to use besides... Now, if people don't have Iola, obviously if they have Iola, I'm sure you've got her scrolled. I'm sure you used her in Season 1 because she is really good. With my team, because my 2 legendaries are melee. Right, your 2 Dauntless legendaries are melee. Why do you need 2 melee up at the boss? Why do you need? We don't need 2 melee on this boss. What are you talking about? This boss will run right over to her and our 4 will stay here by themselves, no problem. We do not need 2 melee. Just 1. Not even melee. She's just a healer. All by her lonesomes up there. Actually, if we could get resistance gear with the healing gear, that would be even better. Then why not move her back? What are you talking about, move her back? Huh? Move her back? Are you talking about Hexandra? Hexandra is our tank and healer. So she goes up there like this, and she tanks and heals. And then the mushroom only affects her, but she has high resistance. So this whole entire fight, all you need is your back 4 doing as much damage as possible. But she doesn't last that long. Let's see how many stacks. The rest of these guys aren't geared for DPS. They really don't have any gear on. Let's see how long she can last. Like how many rotations. Actually, let's put some gear on Theodore and see how Theodore does. Hey, you have Trollgar and Donella, and they die often. What fight? Trollgar is Frost. Donella is Radiant. all 6 bosses? Yeah, it will, but you're gonna mix. I mean, mixing is no problem at all. What is the other boss that we fight that's all poison? I have no idea how we're gonna fight Lucinia. Lucinia is what? What good teams do we have against her? I haven't seen a lot of good teams. I haven't even gone to fight her. I have one team in here doing 8 million damage that somebody posted on Discord. And then there's a lot of chatter in here from people talking. So we need to focus on her for some teams after this guy. But I don't see a lot of good teams on Lucinia at all. That means no healer for poison boss, maybe Vakuk. Okay, so say we used... Well, first we got to make a team here, right? First we got to make a team here. So to do another team over on Lucinia, we could bring in Furbath over there. If you have Furbath. Right? If we're trying to do... And that's always the problem with all these elements. Going into something like this one, especially fire and necrosis, there's not enough support to go around. No matter what. There's just not enough support, especially if you don't have a really deep roster. And if you don't have Torn as a legendary support to heal your team, you just don't have a lot of options. So that's just everyone. Yeah, that's everyone in every element unless it's something to do with Radiant. Radiant has a crap ton of healers, especially if you have a lot of the epic and legendary ones. Along with the rares, you've got a lot of healing options. But these two, not so much. And everybody's roster is different, so... As far as healing goes, when we go over to Lucinia, we've got Furbath, I guess. Urgander to keep himself alive. We've got Ogok, legendary. Now, these are legendaries. We have Vakuk, you're right. Vakuk. We have Syphilis, which is actually pretty cool. We could use her. So, Syphilis, Vakuk, and Furbath. I think that's pretty good, actually. They're not too hard up with healing support. Now, if we come over here to Lightning, what does Lightning have? Nothing, right? Oh, Lightning's got Nathaniel. We do have Nathaniel. Wherever he's at. Did I already level him up? I always forget about Nathaniel because I still don't have Nathaniel on my main account. With opening like 1,000 shards. Where is... He's epic, man. Come on. He's right around here somewhere. There. Let me upgrade him. So I won't forget. Now, Nathaniel is cool support. Estella sends her buff. I did... Oh, yeah. We've got Estella too. Have I used her? I've got her scrolled and I used her on my main account to fight some of the bosses last season. She was terrible then. Actually, she was worse then because last season I was using her to fight up against the boss that, well, I was using a whole bunch of people that could summon on my team. So she was always summoning. She was always healing the minions. But I was trying to do it after my exclusive legendary killed all the minions and did her damage. What's her name? That might sound weird if you don't know who I'm talking about. So I had her. This is the only exclusive I have on my main account. So I was using Liliwanus. And then once Liliwanus would... like sacrifice all the summons, then I would have Estella's heal. Is she a good healer now? No, she's still not a good healer. The problem with her is she doesn't have a battle skill heal, and that's really important. Battle skill heals make up a large portion of healing, and they really save that one person that's taking a lot of damage. All she does here is debuff immunity and defense up. And then you got to wait 20 seconds or 18 seconds, whatever you can get this down to, for her to come back and do this heal. Now, this heal isn't bad, but it just takes too long. You can't wait this long to come back around to heal again. It takes forever. But we could use her. Yeah, we could use her against... it's another healer. So poison, I feel like, is pretty good. Whereas Lightning only has Nathaniel for us. Zephy, if you're lucky enough to have a legendary. And I think that's it, right? I don't think they have anything else. It's kind of sad, right? Okay, so say we don't slow the boss. The lightning lizard? The rat? The lightning lizard. I don't know if anybody uses the lightning lizard because you have to have 50% HP, right? Grants defense up to all allies within range. Heals allies with HP below 50%. Has anybody used this? I've never used this lizard before. You're right. They do. We have this, and it can remove a shield and dispel one buff from them, right? With 75% dispel one buff. Yeah, let me know. Has anybody used this? This would have to be a situation to where this heal is really strong. It's on a 20-second cooldown once we put scrolls, and then they have to be under 50%. I do like the defense, the increased defense too. I think that's pretty strong. Oh, whenever they do their ultimate ability. When an ally casts an ultimate ability, the hero gains. That's right. Let's try it. Let's try it. I've never used this hero before. And I'm pretty sure I've got it on my main account. I think there was something with this ultimate, though. There was something that I had a question with. Is it every time? There was something I had a question with this to somebody about anytime anybody casts ultimate, but they said no. Or like there's some cooldown or something with it. Where is she?
I'm not keen on killing.
Okay, what other kind of DPS could we get in here? Yagnats? And she's ranged, correct? She's not going to run up? Yeah, okay. All right, let's gear these people out and see what we can do. She always gave shields when you do her ultimate. What poison do you have has a reviver? Cypherus. Do you just use her for a passive? Yeah, it sounds like it would be pretty strong. We just need to get high enlightenment on her, which is no biggie. And then increased defense is always amazing, mitigating a lot of damage. And then if we drop down low, she is going to do a heal. So I think that's pretty damn sweet. Also, 24 defense in all battles is amazing. Might want to go for the attack, but let's try the defense first.
What's inlaid on my
Is it a shield, right? Shield. So for her, we could use the tiara. The same tiara we use on Adolphus. And we could use the same gear if... Let's go with enlightenment. But let's kind of... We'll use max gear, and then we'll come down here and use some epic gear. Because if you watch that video I did last night, we did the run on, what boss? Urzilis, right? And I was really happy with the results we had with those 2 rares, 2 free heroes, and then that 1 epic, Adolphus. So then I went and made that same thing on my main account, but my main account didn't have the same kind of gear, so I got nowhere near the damage. So I kind of want to use like epic gear after we see what's going on here. Like let's use the legendary. But then I want to use a little bit of epic gear so it makes it a little more reasonable to what we would have on our main accounts. Because my main account has a mix and match of epic and legendary for runes, because I don't have like all these amazing runes yet, legendary wise. I've got a lot, but not all of them. Not this good. Attack with enlightenment. Okay, nothing. Does she need accuracy for anything? Are we trying to remove?
What's inlaid on my staff, you ask?
Dispel a buff. I don't think he gets a buff that we need to dispel, right? Yeah, I don't think he gets anything we need to worry about. Oh, only if she dispels a shield, then she dispels a buff? She was built for curse? Okay, let's give this piece back to... I noticed we took off a piece of her.
Is all that you believe
This probably has good resistance on it. So let's give that back. 1 hit into resistance. I'm sure we could find another one with 1 hit into resistance. Man, we're getting lucky. Okay, she's still fine.
All that you believe.
Enlightenment, 2-piece set for more enlightenment. 1 hit into enlightenment, 1 hit into enlightenment. So not too crazy. Like I said, I didn't want to make these people too incredibly powerful so we couldn't do the same thing on our accounts. And then no enlightenment here. So only enlightenment of, still a lot of enlightenment. Damn, that's a lot of enlightenment. Okay, good. We're set there. Let's see what kind of DPS we're set there. Hey, everybody had gear from before. Okay, let's see what happens. So we get a defense aura, plus we get increased defense 2 from her. I'm really liking this lizard now. He got a shield when he did his ultimate. She got a shield. Yeah, everybody's getting shields when they do their ultimate. Who told me before that there was something wrong with the shield? Like somebody told me before that this shield wasn't really working when everybody did their ultimate, but it is. I feel like this lizard's actually pretty awesome. Where's our increased defense? What's the, is it a diamond shaped? Is it a 3x3 or is it a bigger one for her increased defense? The rest of my team doesn't need it. All we needed is Hexandra, but I'm just curious. It is? Yeah, man, she's actually pretty sweet. And then if Hexandra gets low, we're going to get a heal. We've got a pretty good amount of enlightenment, so that heal should be pretty good. Not only a heal, but increased defense as well. I'm going to have to play around with her on my main account. I feel like Hexandra got a really fat shield there from something. I told you last year she was amazing. Did you? Last season? Last year? Well, it would be last year. What's up, JRM? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, she seems like she's really good. I've never seen anybody play her. You lived by her when you had her on your account? Yeah, I've never seen anybody play her, but whenever we do our ultimate, we get a shield. Increased defense is insane, plus she has a defense lead, which is insane. Same defense lead we get from Garius or Furbath, but not everybody has those guys. Defense lead anywhere is always great. Like, you can't beat that. It's all about mitigating damage, especially coming up. Like, if you're in Season 1, like, say I used her exclusively in Season 1, it would be easy, you know? Through and move deals, or her healing is what's going on? Yeah, I didn't see any healing then when she got low. We didn't get our 11 million. When we put in all DPS, we got 11 million. But this time we didn't even get 11 million. What was Hexandra's? We could put a healing set on her. We can make it that anytime she does her ultimate, that she also heals, though. The person with the lowest max HP heals them by 15% of their max HP. Yeah, she's still shielding. She's helping out over there. She's shielding Hexandra. Hexandra is healing. Increased defense is up. How many stacks did we get to on the boss? Diamond shape, diamond shape. Nathaniel's better. Yeah. Nathaniel's shield along with the regen. But we need options. Not everybody's got Nathaniel. And defense up too. I'm just wondering what her heal looks like. But by the time she gets low, like in this instance, by the time Hexandra gets low, the boss is already so strong it tears through Hexandra. Now, maybe in other areas of the game, fighting against, I don't know, the Harpy or the Vortex boss with another healer in there helping you out, it still would be an option for people. But here, once Hexandra gets down below 50%, I'm pretty sure the boss is so strong that she just gets nuked. But this doesn't help our damage. I can tell you that. We're not lasting long enough to do any kind of additional damage.
Country girl. A little revenge. My gift.
Worry not. I am here.
We definitely have to try her out in other dungeons just to see if she's viable or not.
She'll be defeated by a country girl.
All right, here. Hexander goes below 50% there. Here comes a heal.
Revenge. My gift.
Oh, we didn't get a heal. I didn't get to see the heal. So she didn't even get the heal, man. Heartbeat in for the ice boss. Yeah, the ice boss, of course, to remove the shield makes it quicker and faster. Okay, so for here, not so much. So I'm going to take it out for here because I don't feel like it was doing much. Because when we had another DPS, she's even got... Okay, she's only got the crown on. And she's got gear to give us 15% additional attack. Iola is set. Vanny has got this gear on. That's interesting. Why does Vanny have Emperor's Might on instead of Inventor? Actually, this might do well here because Tall War is going to have low attack probably. She gets 30% additional attack. And her attack might be high enough, especially with... Well, she's got critical damage here. It'd be better if we could have attack. But again, we're not trying to make these guys like OP. We're not trying to get the best of the best gear. So let's leave her how she is. Why are they running Emperors, though? I don't understand why I have Emperors on these people. I think it's just leftover, so we put Emperors on. Okay. I know, it does. It's not, but against him, it actually probably does pretty good. But I don't know why we have it on all these dudes right here. Let's put the Agnats at least in some Inventor set here. Okay, Inventor. 110% chance to crit. Critical damage. Okay, he's good. He's like over good. He's probably better geared than what we're going to do on our live account. She is fine with what she's got. She's okay. Now we need to bring in one more DPS. And we had him already geared too. With again Emperors. All right. Save that gear set. We're going to go with attack or... And at least we can get over 11 million here. But 22 million? I don't think so. Like, we're not even going to get close to 22 million with this group. All right, let's check one other thing here. You saw Yagnats do his ultimate before we had decreased defense up. Even though we're only using the crown, we're not using Witch's Remains. He has a... Okay, that's why. He's got a 16 second. Obviously, we're not going to keep up with 19.3. Where is she? Okay, so she's going to go 12. 11.5 is fine for her because she's just buffing us with attack speed. And then I need this guy to go at 12, 12, 12. Maybe 13, 20. Yagnats is on 16 seconds, so we'll let him just do what he's going to do. You can't see the boss attack, and so that's why the Emperor set is you can't see bosses. Yeah, but you can test it on a test server and know that, and test all the gear sets on a certain boss and find out. This boss, he doesn't get increased attack. These bosses don't get increased attack. It's increased overall damage. So you don't have to worry about that buff that they're getting as far as messing up your Emperor set. This buff that all bosses get, even the Vortex boss, is just total damage increase. So it has nothing to do with their actual increasing their attack stat. This is pretty good damage for 2 stacks on the boss.
Worry not. I am here.
We did not apply the crown right then. How can we not apply the crown? The crown has a higher percentage chance to apply, like 70% chance on each hit. And we did not apply decreased defense. What?
Worry not. I am here.
Okay, we got it then. And Hexandra's about to die. Only at 4 stacks. We need another. We need more healing. Just top her back off. Because look, she's okay. She just needs to be topped off.
Defeated by a country girl.
And we're not lining up. Okay, let's do this. Let's give her. No, we can't give. We can't give her, Iola, the incense burner to stay in rotation with the boss because then we won't have somebody to apply. I mean, we could. We would have to have Yagnats or Nimbus then apply the crown. No, she has high resistance. She's got really high resistance, so she doesn't get any debuffs because any debuffs that are out on the field, the boss gets a damage reduction. 2% damage reduction per debuff up. She's not getting taunted so she can actually heal herself too on time, but also so that she doesn't get any debuffs because this boss puts up a lot of debuffs. So he runs over to her, tries to apply debuffs, doesn't. If he had damage reduction, we'd get less damage in the time we have, so we just got to have her with high resistance. Whoever you have tanking, have with high resistance. Anybody. Fur bath, whoever you want to put there. Yeah. And then we won't have to worry about our DPS. But it would be nice to do decreased attack whenever the boss does its ultimate, because the ultimate's the only thing that's really doing damage here. It's what, 3 hits? I don't know. It just keeps 4 seconds. Yeah, it just keeps like pulsing and really tearing her up. She's got defense, 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 resistance. Her defense is 3,000, like 400, 500, 3,500, which is pretty damn good. I love using Hexandra as a tank. I don't know if we could go for a different. I don't know how much resistance we really need.
Is all that you believe.
Because even if she gets provoked, it's not that big of a deal. I wonder if we could go with something like this to make our last. Plus, we've got a lot of resistance. This is 382, plus we get 50 from our elemental advantage. I think that's going to be enough. I mean, we're using pretty nice gear. Let's see if she can survive longer and still resist. And then what? What were we going to do? Oh, decrease attack when the boss does its ultimate. Unfortunately, we just can't do that unless we slow down the boss, knock back its ultimate gauge, or put something on her to increase. Because even if we do enough skill haste, how much? I think we need like 68 skill haste, even if you do 2-piece skill haste sets. It's a lot, is basically what I'm saying. I think even with the 2 skill haste with 40, we still need a lot more. We need like 60 something to go from 20 seconds to 18 seconds. So flat 40 only takes 20 down to 18.6. So we would need now. Okay, there's 12 more. 52 total. 18.2. I'm pretty. I guess it was 60 or maybe it's 55, 58. Five more. 57 total gives us what?
Curiosity in your eyes.
Yeah, I guess it's 60. We need a 60 on it. Let's see if we get a hit here. Man, 3 hits. That's nuts. Just give me 1 extra hit into it. Wait, that wasn't even skill haste. Okay, 1 hit there. 1 hit here, and then the armor. Okay, this is doable. We might not necessarily have a legendary rune that will have this, but we could have an epic accuracy rune that has 1 hit into skill haste, and we could have, you know, whatever on this side. It doesn't really matter that much. So this would give us 63 total.
I like the curiosity in your eyes.
which now we're down there. 7.9 at 63. Or we could throw the incense burner on and be at 18 seconds. That'd be much easier. But I do want the crown on her still. All right, let's try this. What are his moves? Timing. 6 seconds in between. So we should be able to... He's just doing normal attacks then. Like, I don't think this is taunt. Oh, additional damage there. So we could do it at 12 seconds. 12 seconds. 18 seconds. Oh, which is good because she's doing decreased defense too, so she'll be right there with everyone else. Okay, this is really good. Oh, no, that's the wrong person. 12 seconds, 18 seconds. All right. The candle? Not the candle, the incense burner. The candle is for your battle skill, to increase your battle skill. And it does have resistance, you're right. So it would increase our... Oh, you're saying for Hexandra to increase her battle skill to get some heals and to give her resistance? Yeah, that would be a good one to put on there. Right now we've got the Scarab on her. Yeah. You're right. It would increase that by like a second for her battle skill, and she'd get resistance. But that's an epic. That's an epic artifact, right? I don't know about the. I don't know if I want to level the candle on my main account right now, but yeah, we'll definitely could try it out. Still though, this is just going to be an easy breezy 11 million. This isn't going to be anything over 11 million. I think we've gotten decreased defense up the whole time. I think. She's still resisting. That's good. Needs a heal though. Hexandra, baby, you need to heal. Let's go. Hexandra needs some more skill haste is what she needs. Right there, right there. She's got to heal. She's about to get slapped. Our guys aren't really able to take advantage. Since we're on an 18-second cooldown with the boss to do decreased attack, our decreased defense up, like our people are doing their ultimate when decreased defense is falling off. But we still got the 11 million. Yeah, our guys are doing their ultimates when the defense buff is, the decreased defense buff is expired. All right, 11 million. A second sub for shields instead would do more damage. It wasn't. When we brought in the lizard to do more shields, it wasn't giving us... we'll bring her back in. We can bring in the lizard back in and see if... 13's pretty nice. Yeah, we could bring in Nathaniel in as well and see what Nathaniel can do for us. Who's this? Tolwar, right? Yeah, Tolwar. Let's try the lizard lady first. And then we'll bring in Nathaniel, because Nathaniel's gonna need to... No, Nathaniel doesn't need to be up there. She's already geared. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, it doesn't really matter the rest of the timing. Okay. Now, we're not using her defense lead either. We could go over to her defense lead, but I think we're going to lose too much damage. It's better to have this attack lead. from Iola.
You shall be defeated by it.
A little revenge. Worry not. I heed the
Now Nathaniel's gonna give us shields plus regen and what else? Is that it? Is that all he's gonna give her? Regen and shields to Hexandra if we bring in Nathaniel.
heed the truth.
You shall be defeated by a country girl.
A little revenge. Worry not. I am.
Listen well. Cry. The pain.
Heed the truth.
You shall be defeated by a country girl.
A little revenge.
You're about to be defeated by a country girl. That's what Vanny's saying. He won't give regen because he's not close enough, you're saying? Has to be around him. So what's Nathaniel going to do for us then? Shields?
Heed the truth.
Yeah, he has to be within range, right? We could give him high resistance and put him in range. That won't be an issue.
A little revenge.
I mean, what else do we need to do with him? High resistance won't be hard to do at all.
I am here.
We could put him right behind Hexandra so he's not being hit too. And we can load him up with a whole bunch of enlightenment or whatever he needs.
Heed the truth.
Respect my power.
You shall be defeated by a country girl.
A little revenge. Worry not. I am here.
Cries of pain.
Heed the truth.
But we are. Let's put Witch's Remains and see what happens though. We're not using Witch's Remains. It's crazy the amount of additional damage we get. So we did that last run and we got 13 million. Let's do that last run with Witch's Remains and see what the difference is in damage. It's not going to go up to 22 million, but I guarantee it's going to be really high. Yeah, the heal is right around him, right? The regen that he puts on is right around him. In a little diamond shaped around him.
A little revenge. My
Okay, that was a pretty good heal that she just put in there when she was below 50%. That was nice.
heed the truth.
You shall be defeated by a country.
Respect my power.
A little revenge. My gift. Worry not.
Did she get healed right then? She was pretty low. She was under 50% then.
Heed the truth.
But our lizard does have the healing gear on, right? Whenever she does cast a spell, she does the healing? Or does she have the one that's giving everybody increased attack?
Little revenge. My
I think she has the healing one on.
I am here. Heed the truth.
Respect my power.
You shall be defeated by a country girl.
A
Oh, she's
little
down.
Revenge. My gift to you.
Kind of the same damage, right?
Heed the truth.
If we had a support in or another DPSer, pretty much the same kind of damage. Maybe a little bit more this time.
Listen well.
You shall be defeated by a country girl.
Yeah, it looks like it just a little bit more. Okay, let's put Witch's Remains on and see what happens. She doesn't have the healing set on. She has... What does she have? We should put the healing set on her. Huh.
I don't like harboring grudges. I enjoy timely vengeance.
And she's got attack instead of enlightenment. Okay. I don't know what we were doing. Let's see. Enlightenment here. That's great. A 1 enlightenment substat hit. That's it. We're not going to get crazy. Just 1. None. 2 hits. 3 hits. That would be nice. Okay, 1 hit there. And 1 hit here. Okay.
What's inlaid on my staff, you ask? Huh, a genuine eye.
Crit rate with enlightenment. There we go. 1 hit into enlightenment on this one too. Defense with 2 into enlightenment. Man, This display bug is so annoying. Okay, so we've got enlightenment there, enlightenment now. We didn't have enlightenment. We had defense on her for some reason back here. So that wasn't doing as well, and now we've got the crown on her. The tiara on her. We definitely need to change their gear from... Okay, we've got the inventor set on. He's got 100% chance to crit. Nothing too crazy. Crit rate, critical damage, attack. So we're not doing critical damage gloves and trying to pump out some insane things with them. Manicore on her.
So,
And we need to change her to the inventor set for sure. Oh yeah, this is the piece of gear that was insane. Let's not use this gear. This gear has 2 hits into crit and 2 hits into critical damage, which we had that on our Erich, on our other run that we did. This gear set's pretty strong. I don't even know if I'm gonna roll that the whole entire season. You know, 2 hits into crit, 2 hits into critical damage. Probably won't have that by the end of the season. Damn, 2 hits again. One hit into crit rate. Okay, 2 hits into crit rate, 0 into critical damage. That's more reasonable.
yes, this ordinary tree branch is my staff.
Crit rate with no additional hits. Okay. Critical damage. She's at 110. Why do we keep getting 110? All right, that's fine. Save that. So these are all good. We put gear on her just to make her fast so she could stay in line with the boss. I don't know how great that is. I think it's pretty good. All right, let's try this one more time with the additional healing we're getting from our lizard shielder girl from the healing set. We've got our DPS up a little bit more now from our 2 rares. Let's see what happens.
Defeated by a
We can apply decreased defense here on the crown. Remember, we're still using the crown. We're not using Witch's Remains yet.
Listen well. Cries of pain.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, when a buff expires. You're talking about Nathaniel?
Heed the truth, my gift. Worry not.
defeated by a country girl.
Masma, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we'll try Nathaniel in a minute. We'll do him right after this one. We'll do this run, see what we get with just the crown, and then we'll do Witch's Remains, and we need to pay attention to make sure that we always get this decreased defense up. I don't want to do like a bad run where we miss applying decreased defense maybe 2 or 3 times. Shouldn't really happen, but
Heed the truth.
I did notice it didn't go up one time.
Revenge, my gift. Worry not.
Defeated
I am here.
Listen well. Cries of
And remember, my elemental advantage also doesn't have additional points into 10% additional elemental damage for the team.
respect my power.
A little revenge, my
So eventually we'll have that. On that testing that you see on Discord, I know that they do have that. So I'm not... We'll be 10% less damage. What they have. We might not make 23 million. And I think the gear they have on them is pretty optimal.
truth. A little revenge, my
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Listen well.
Worry not.
defeated by
I am
a
here.
country girl.
Respect my power.
Heed the truth. A little
Yeah.
revenge.
We'll get there.
Worry not.
And I think we could definitely do Nathaniel for a healing set like we've got on our lizard girl here, and we can do him in high resistance if we wanted to bring him close.
A little revenge, my
She should have healed right then. You notice how she did her ultimate right there and she didn't heal? Did you see that? I don't know. I think that's really weird. She was supposed to heal. Hexander was at like 30% HP.
truth. A little revenge.
Okay, no heal there, of course. But she still should be healing with... Doesn't she have the heal gear on?
Listen well. Christ!
Did we not put the right gear set on her?
Defeated by a country girl.
On the lizard.
Heed the truth.
She's supposed to have the gear set on that she's going to heal the lowest person with 50% of their max HP.
Little revenge.
I guess that 6,000 went up.
Listen well. Cries of pain!
Defeated by a country girl.
He's at 10 stacks. I don't think we're going to get much further without dying. Like one hit, probably on this ultimate right here. She's so low.
A little revenge. My gift.
Yep. 11 stacks. That's pretty good. I mean, 11 stacks, we don't get that on other bosses. By 9 or 10 stacks, we're dead.
The truth.
Okay, so 13. No change in this. After casting an ultimate, heal the wearer. I could swear this was not always happening. All right, witches remains.
I like the curiosity.
How much does this increase it?
Delectable.
13.5 to what? 18? Furbath instead of Hexandra? I don't know why we need to do that. I don't think we need to change Furbath. I think we can save Furbath for Lucinia.
Heed the truth.
Because we've got decreased attack up for when the boss does its ultimate. And Hexandra does amazing healing, especially when a target's low too. She'll do a lot of healing. And she's a great tank.
A little revenge. Heed the truth.
I love Hexandra.
Defeated by a country girl.
I used her so much as a tank last season. Tank healer.
Listen well. Respect my power.
I'm hoping anything we can do with Furbath, we can do with her. Now we did get a debuff up, so he negated 2%
Revenge.
damage for a little bit.
Worry not.
Defeated by a country girl.
Respect my power.
Heed the truth. A little revenge. My gift to you.
Respect my power.
Are we getting up decreased defense all the time? Common healer, he has a much bigger heal. Common healer. What common healer are you talking about?
Heed the truth.
And Hexandra. Is the epic Catherine. Catherine, is she able to do the radiant one? She can with a lot of enlightenment. But she also does overhealing and she blocks debuffs. So there's a lot to her other than what Hexandra does. As far as being a tank and a healer, she can't do what Hexandra does. Because the way you would have to build her with enlightenment, she's not going to be tanky. Hexandra doesn't need anything additional to do better for healing. She can do attack, which will help out her battle skill, which is good. But to be like a raw tank along with a healer, Hexandra needs very little, which makes her pretty sweet. And then she has a passive which gives you more healing. I think if they're underneath 30% HP or whatever it is, it increases her healing by a lot. So Hexandra is pretty sweet. She really is like an epic. She's always been this way. She's like an epic.
Defeated by a country.
I feel like she's getting beat down though, and we're not getting more damage than before. We've got Witch's Remains on, and we're not getting more damage than the crown, it looks like. Because we're already at 8 stacks.
Cries of pain.
Defeated by a country girl.
Okay, that shield was really big because of the scarab we had on her. But she's going to die on this ultimate.
Revenge. My
Respect my power. Cries of pain.
Oh, squeaked by.
Country girl.
heed the truth.
Respect my power.
A little revenge.
6,000 from the gear set, and then 15,000 from her heal. That was pretty good.
Worry not.
Defeated by a country girl.
Heed the truth.
Respect my power.
A little My gift.
It might be more important for us to not have our Iola so fast. That way our DPS can actually get some damage in when we're doing our battle skill. So we only went from like 8, we went from 13.5 to 16. That wasn't a huge increase.
Little revenge.
Definitely increased, but it wasn't
Gift to
13.5 to 16 million. It wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more. All right, let's see what Nathaniel can do.
My light illuminates the darkness.
Now, are we going to do high resistance Nathaniel and put him behind? Or are we just going to do far away Nathaniel? When a buff expires or dispels from any target on the field, heals the ally with the lowest current HP by 5% of their... This effect can only trigger once every second. Okay, that's going to be nice. Okay, within range. So this would be all of us. If we kept him next to the group, all of them are going to get this regen when this expires. But it's all going to expire at the same time, though. It's not like they're going to be staggered. We get the increased defense and shields. Anybody else giving buffs? I'm sure it won't count for our increased attack buff, will it? Because it doesn't do it for Nimbus. Do we have our increased attack buff over here? No, we don't. We taken it off so that she can... Oh, we get a buff here from her, so that's going to work well. We get the attack speed buff. He gets a buff as well to do his attack speed 1. Okay, there's a lot of buffs going on. So Hexander is going to get a lot of healing. That's where this is coming from. On the other flip side of that, even though she's getting a lot of healing, we got to 11 stacks. I feel like 11 stacks, he's going to kind of nuke her no matter what. Okay, we'll keep her like this. And we'll just put the same gear we had on the lizard on Nathaniel. Which, let's go save that gear.
I don't like harp.
All right, healing.
Every person has watched the night.
Oh, we didn't do any timing here.
Respect my power.
Heed the truth. Worry not. Defeated by a country girl.
Listen well.
Okay, so everyone's getting shields. We're getting the ink. Plus, as there's multiple targets up, he'll get bigger shields. So with these mushrooms being out, won't Nathaniel get bigger shields on? Yeah.
Defeated by a country
He's hitting more targets.
Listen well.
But I'm worried about damage. Like, how are we going to get enough damage in? I have to manual Nathaniel for what? For his ultimate?
This is a guardian's duty.
He just hit a lot of targets then.
defeated by a country girl.
Listen well.
For the regen,
Heed the truth.
I do see the regen only going on my group. But I think that's only around him anyways.
Defeated by a country.
Yeah, his ultimate does the whole board.
Listen well. Christ.
He just has a diamond-shaped attack to where he does damage. But Hellspawner, his ultimate hits the whole entire board. Yeah, it's just the damage portion of it, and the multi-hits are for the ultimate. But I'm worried about our damage. Our damage isn't any different than what we had before. Right? I don't think we can last much longer past 11 stacks to make a difference. Even with Nathaniel giving us, you know, keeping her top off, keeping Hexandra topped off, eventually it won't be long before we just get one shot. Lydia? Why Lydia? Vakuk? Viola? Vanny? 22 million with right gear? You got it? You got 22 million? You were using...
Country girl.
Which one is Lydia? All I can think about is Lydia from Raid right now. Yo, look, game, what's happening? Which one is Lydia? The tank? Lydia the tank. Oh, Lydia is the one that does the blocking of the... Yeah, Lydia blocks the... she does shields and she blocks the control abilities. Right. Nimbus, Vakuk, Iola, and Vanny. You got 22 million? Did you get 22 million? How did you get 22 million with those DPSers? Well, I'm curious how you got 22 million. Oh, you're not saying 22. You're saying 22 million. Well, you can already tell that with that much support, if you're just talking about Nimbus and Vanny, if that team works, all we'd have to do is bring in Nimbus and Vanny on this team just to see what kind of damage. She died at 10 stacks that time. So we made it further stacks with the lizard than with this group. Now we don't have that 10% additional elemental advantage. We're not getting the 15% additional. Let's go with gear to give the team the full 15% additional attack that we need, because it's a speed race. It is. So having that decreased attack up all the time before the boss does his ultimate doesn't seem to be that important. I'm trying not to go with like the high-end gear, high-end gear, if we don't have to. That's not right. Let's see what she's got. Attack percentage, all right. Accuracy, okay. Furbath, the quest girl, or Urgander. For what content? I like, out of all those, I like Furbath because he can decrease attack and really heal, especially for season 1. But I really like the new tank. You're on season 2 because you have the new girl. I really do like her because if you just build her straight up like you would any tank, she is so strong. Decrease attack, knock back the ultimate gauge, and slow speed the boss. You have to manual a lot of your fights. But I love playing her. Right? With the passive to the recharge speed penalty, it's random, but it's going to happen a lot. Plus, she takes less damage from basic attacks. So if she's your main tank, she's going to be taking a lot less damage. Basic attacks add up to a lot of damage. Pull in whoever. I mean, this is really cool on Faye. This is really cool on the pillars. Really fun in Arena as well. And then here, healing. It's not going to be for a lot because you're going really high defense with her. But you're knocking back that ultimate gauge and you're doing decreased attack. And it's 3 hits. So Witch's Remains on her or the Crown on her is still really strong. Like extremely strong. And it's all built into one, right? I think she's incredibly powerful. Although Furbath does healing. So you got to remember, a tank that can also do healing is crazy strong with decreased attack. So I don't know. I just like her. I feel like she's got so much into one hero. 3 hits for Witches, Crown, decreased attack, ultimate reduction, healing, recharge speed penalty, pulling in, and then taking less from basic attacks. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, she does. Right. She's insane. She's one of the strongest for PvE progression that I've seen this season come out. She just seems pretty nuts. And I play her on my main account. I have her on my main, and she is a lot of fun. But out of all those, I don't know. I would level up Furbath too. And Urgander, if you have Urgander scrolled, you get a lot of decreased attack up on the enemy. But I don't know. I don't use Urgander a lot, to be honest. For 9, full auto? Which one? On Curse? I just run my Vortex team. It's just like a speed run Vortex team on Curse. We were doing Curse earlier today when I first logged in. and I'm using who are we using, guys? My Vortex team. I've got Girth in there with Shinna, Bledin, Shinna, Girth, and then whatever my Garius, and then another healer. Yeah. Yeah, I see that, but I'm not sure what he's using for damage on that. I'm not sure what the damage... and he's got... I know for a fact he's got his elemental affinity out further than mine. He's got 10% additional damage. So I'm not sure if he's going with like critical... Like, I don't know if he's going full-on top-end gear. I'm trying to keep it pretty reasonable. Like, this person is over crit rate at 110% crit, critical damage of 106. So I'm not trying to put like critical damage gloves on with crazy crit rate, critical damage substats, because we did that before and it was a lot more damage, but it wasn't something you could replicate on your main account. Because see this chest piece right here? This chest piece has attack and crit rate on it. So this is a decent, it's got, actually this has 4 hits into attack, but that's nowhere near as good as this chest piece. It has 2 hits into crit rate and 2 hits into critical damage. And I didn't want to use this chest piece because if I do this on each piece, I've got a this one too, right? That has 2 hits into crit rate, critical damage. I have another one. I have a helmet that has the same thing somewhere around here. There, 2 hits into crit rate, 2 hits into critical damage. If I put gear that has 2 hits into crit rate and critical damage in every slot, and then I go critical damage gloves, I can do that, but it's very unrealistic. Like extremely unrealistic to what you're going to have for a long time. And you might not ever have all of that. Maybe. Depends on how much you farm and how lucky you get with your rolls. Oh yeah, I do have Varesh in there. I'm sorry. I do have Varesh in that team. It's on my main account, so I can't show you. I can't jump over to it. It won't let us run 2 clients. Like before Season 1, I could run the test server along with my main on here. But I did. I used Varesh. That's who it was. Varesh, Garius, and then the three Ice Blast heroes. I had Shinna, Bledin, and Girthin in there. I can't think of all these names. Yeah. And then he's got 10%. I know he's got 10% additional elemental affinity. And we could do that. We could put our guys out to 10% additional. But I won't go any further than that. I won't do the last rank. Like, I know for a fact he's got 10 into here. This is probably going to increase our damage by a lot. And that's it. We don't have anything. He doesn't have anything in his outer ring. And I'm not going to put that either because that'll be way later on before anybody has that. So this is 10% additional elemental damage, which should add up to quite a bit on all these bosses. Lydia? Why do we keep talking about Lydia? Why do you keep talking about Lydia? And especially with a gambler set. Why are you going to put your tank in a gambler set? Witches remains. Okay, but probably want your Lydia with high resistance still, I would guess, so that she can actually get off her ability to block the taunt, because it's not, she doesn't have 100% uptime on that. Is this different? Is this a different team than I've used? $18,600. She's at $18,600? Even with this gear? Nice. These guys are on 16. Okay, let's see what kind of damage we get. To know if we need to farm better stuff or keep leveling teams. You got to do both. It's always a balancing act. If you need a hero to get something done to accomplish a task, then you got to level up that hero. You got to go get some experience. You got to do the rank up stuff. And then whenever you get a little extra stamina, you got to go get some gear wherever you're lacking in gear. Maybe you need some left side runes with some right side runes, or you need some better gear. I mean, that's the struggle, man. That's the whole season struggle.
Heed the truth.
And you do a little bit of both just over time.
Listen well.
Okay, let's see what we get here for damage.
Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Defeated by a country girl.
Respect my power.
Down to 55 seconds, locked and loaded. Nice. Yeah, mine is same with my frost, my ice blast people, right?
Defeated by
11 million might be rough though on which one.
Listen well.
So 4 stacks, we're already at 7 million. That's pretty good.
heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Defeated by a country.
Can we make it to 11 stacks? He's got 5 on right now. So if we duplicated, like if we doubled this damage and made it to 10 stacks, then we'd be right there at 20. I mean, that 10% additional elemental damage is huge. We'd be right there at 20 million. I hope we can at least get close. With the gear I have on, without having to go crazy gear. Without having to really up our attack and critical damage. Using those 2 hits. Like that gear set is just too good to use. We shouldn't have to do that. I'm hoping.
Country girl. Heed the truth.
And now we've got the 15% additional attack. But
Guardian's duty.
come on, Hexandra, you gotta last. No, it doesn't. The damage doesn't look it's that high. The damage really doesn't look that high, man. We're at 8 stacks and we're only at 14 million.
Heed the truth.
She's probably gonna die right here.
This is a guardian's duty.
Up close. Could we have the healing set? We could have the healing set on. We do. We have the healing set on Nathaniel, right? This is the same set we used on the lizard lady. I feel like the lizard lady was doing some work. She's dead.
Listen well.
Oh, so close. So close to dying.
Defeated by
We didn't keep up with the damage for some reason. We had really good damage in the beginning, and then the damage fell off.
heed the truth.
Because we did have 10 million at
This is a guardian.
5 stacks. So then we made it to 11 stacks, and the damage just wasn't there.
Initially defeated by
Your right runes are so bad? Yeah. Runes are bad because you need way more runes than you do gear. Gear, we go and farm, we can slap gear on anybody. Those runes are specific to... That's why I feel like they need to drop more runes.
Cries of pain.
Defense. He gets negate. He negates 2% additional damage per debuff up. But then it falls off. Like if there's no debuffs up. That was closer. I feel like... The difference in gear is... pretty substantial. Let me check this out really quick. Let me look at something here. I think Vanny's gear is definitely a lot higher. Okay, if we get her attack speed up, we can get every third attack doing... Okay, we can take advantage of Vanny doing more damage by getting her attack speed up. So then we can put
this ordinary tree branch is my staff.
45% additional attack speed. Every third attack's going to do more damage. Okay, this is where it's going to be. And then now, since we're getting 20% crit, we can go into probably something like critical damage gloves. And it won't be overpowered. Like critical damage gloves with 1 hit into crit rate. Like this. Not 1 hit. Like no hits into crit rate. Critical damage gloves with like no hits in the crit rate. Can we do that? I guess one hit is okay. Yeah, it looks like I'm getting a lot of one hits. One hit in the crit rate without all that attack. All right, there we go. Defense, defense, defense. 78% chance to crit. Plus, we're gonna use that. Okay, she's gonna ramp up a lot. This might get us to our 2022. Crit rate, crit rate. One hit, one hit, one hit. One hit in the crit rate here. 2 hits in the crit rate with a little bit of critical damage. Yeah, this gear is very normal. Let's get 2 hits in the crit rate here. Not that one. That one's too strong. None of this is 2 hits in the crit rate. The only 2 hits in the crit rate I have is 2 hits in the crit rate plus 2 hits in the critical damage. And this one is 2 hits in the crit rate, but it's on Yagnats. And this one has 2 hits in the critical. Damn, man, that one's too strong. Well, as you can see, it's pretty difficult to get good gear, right? You have to really roll. I think I rolled, yep, one last piece. Attribute crit rate. This increases it by 1. There we go. Okay, 79. Normal gear. Nothing crazy here. All right, let's go. Save that. She's giving us attack increase. I don't think it matters if we have Nathaniel or the lizard in here. I don't think it matters a bit. We've got her with enough resistance. I thought we can go away with the scarab. Let's go back to a resistance. Let's go back to this rare heart and see how we do. We're going to use the attack lead, of course. All right. This is it. This is at least 20 million, right? It's got to be, as long as we don't miss a decreased defense.
Respect my power.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
Defeated by a crit.
Heed the truth.
Listen well.
And I believe we can interchange Nathaniel with the lizard. So we'll try the lizard after this with the same gear. I think they're pretty much doing like the same function.
Heed the truth.
The lizard got us to 11 stacks before, so if we get 20 million or 22 million at 11 stacks, then the lizard can do the same thing.
Listen well. Cries of pain.
Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
Defeated by a crit.
I don't know if Vanny's gear is going up. We got her attack speed up so she can do that every third basic attack more often.
Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Respect my power.
Worry not.
Defeated
I
by
am
a
here.
country.
I don't know. It's weird. I feel like we were at 5 stacks at 10 million last fight, correct?
Respect my power.
Heed the truth.
Maybe in the middle of 5 stacks. Maybe we'll get there.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
Defeated by a country girl.
Yeah, it was probably toward the end of 5 that we were there.
Heed the truth.
I bet Nimbus would do so well. Like Nimbus with Nathaniel and all these buffs going up, it gives him that attack speed buff all the time. So Nimbus would really pull in some crazy damage, or at least more damage. I don't know about crazy, but it would be more. Yeah, so we would need. We're not doing enough damage. We're definitely not doing enough damage. For some reason, we are not doing enough. Has nothing to do with Hexandra tanking. She's fine. but we just do not have enough damage going on right now.
Defeated by a country girl.
Respect my power.
Heed the truth.
Yagnats, I guess. Either Yagnats or Vanny, but I think Yagnats is doing some more damage right here, though. Let's try some attack speed on Yagnats. We can switch. I don't know what artifact we had on Yagnats. We can look and see.
Heed the truth.
We could definitely put them in the horns.
This is a guardian's duty.
9 stacks that time she fell down.
You shall be defeated by a country
For Gambler to be better than Inventor set, how many hits are needed? It would need to be a lot of hits because we're already getting 3 hits with... We tested all the gear. We're getting 3 hits with, what's his name? Bledin, and then 2 hits on his battle skill, and he's doing his battle skill 3 times in between his ultimate, so he's getting a lot of hits. So it needs to be somebody like Tharavel, Nimbus, somebody like that. Critical damage. Unless there's a lot of attack speed substats or something. We got our attack speed down by 0.78% with the Dragon's Blood. This procs every once in a while. 20% chance to gain the attack speed. Critical. We get the critical damage increase. We could always go with the horns. Now he's overgeared too as far as crit rate, but again, I don't want to use crazy gear. Critical damage attack. I don't think he's going to do more damage with the horns. It's definitely not going to be enough to make 23 million. Something is going on with the gear. I wonder what gear he's got to save too. He's got all his gear saved, so we could see what Hype has. We could ask him what his attack and critical damage is for his 2 damage dealers. Vanny and what's his name? Vanny and Yagnats.
This is a guardian's duty.
Heed the truth. Worry not. Defeated by a country girl.
Respect my power.
Oh, and how many stacks? And how many increased damage
This is a guardian's duty.
stacks
Defeated by a country girl.
is the run getting to?
Respect my power.
Okay, we'll find out that information. Yeah, so you need a lot of hits. You need a lot of additional hits for you to be able to use, Gambler over the Inventor set.
Country girl.
This is low damage. This is like lower damage than we used with the horseshoe.
Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not. Defeated by a country girl. Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
These guys good to level up? I don't know. I don't know yet. Oh, Sagamir, Varesh, Iola, yeah, are all amazing. I think Sagamir is a lot of fun. I don't know if I didn't actually use Sagamir. I used him in Arena. I didn't use Sagamir against anyone except for this boss Jorn this season. But Sagamir is great. Decreased accuracy, decreased attack. I love him getting that ultimate increase for your teammates when he throws that carrot. Varesh always, and then Iola is always very strong. Going through Fae, going through pillars, using Iola in something like heretical runes, she's always great. Anywhere, really anywhere, Iola is crazy.
Defeated by a country.
All right, 8 stacks. We would need to be somewhere around 18 million, not 13 million.
This is a guardian's duty.
She keeps dying at 4 stacks instead. Oh, because we're not using the scarab. So the scarab is really actually pretty insane on her. It's doing much better. Whenever we had the scarab, let's use the scarab and see. Resistance, defense with 2 hits into resistance. One hit into resistance, 1 hit. Okay, we weren't going too crazy. Let's go defense, resistance. We don't have hardly anything. Look at this. Damn. Even with all the gear they've given me. That is nuts. That's all they gave me was 4 pieces of defense percentage on this set.
In that precious instant.
Okay.
Respect my power.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
Defeated by a
Heed the truth.
Okay, decreased defense is up. Yagnats is on a 16-second cooldown instead of a 20. But Iola is on an 18-second... No, she's not. She's on a 20-second cooldown, 19-something. Because we took away that gear to get her under 18. So that we could get increased attack whenever she does a debuff, which isn't then.
defeated by a country girl.
Vanny has the dragon blood to give her attack speed up, so she'll do those additional attacks on her passive.
Heed the truth.
I'm not seeing
Guardian's duty.
OP Gamer, what's up? I'm not seeing where the damage is coming from. I feel like okay, this is a good test though. Let's look at the gear we have on right now. I can always screenshot it later when I look back through this video.
Heed the truth.
We can increase the critical damage by say 50%, and we can see how much damage that actually equates to on a battle like this. And see how massive it is, because it really is. And you could tell yesterday from that video I did to where I ran through and we used the 2 rares, the 2 free heroes, and Adolphus to do the fireballs, or Zillus. And you could tell that when I went to do it on my main account, the gear I had on my main account, I got nowhere near the 25 million we got on the test server. So with the test server gear, and we tested the test server last night too. Behind the scenes, I talked to Van Horn, and Van Horn was talking to Gorax. We went and tested the same type of gear sets on the normal server to the test server to make sure the test server wasn't different. To make sure we weren't getting more damage on the test server and it was throwing everything off. And it wasn't. The test server was doing the same exact damage as the normal server. So we did double check that. But just like 40% additional critical damage on your 2 DPSers probably make up a huge portion. And we're going to find out. We'll see. But I also need to pay attention to make sure we get decreased defense up every time.
Heed the truth.
So that doesn't throw off our testing.
This is a guardian's duty.
Respect my power.
Worry not.
defeated
I
by
am
a
here.
country girl.
Heed the truth.
Respect my power.
All right, we're at 9 stacks.
Guardian's duty.
I liked before when we were making it to 11 stacks. I thought it was really good,
Defeated by a country girl.
but I don't feel like we're not making it past 9 stacks anymore, which is really weird. Is it because we had Iola doing, well, decreased attack is still up at this ultimate. Iola's still tracking to get decreased attack up to 10 stacks. Which is good enough. We just need to get 11 million in 5 stacks. If we get 11 million in and then do that again for the final 5, we'll be good. Okay, 11 stacks. That's fine.
You shall be defeated by a country girl.
This is perfect. Now let's put the increased critical damage and see if we go from 18 million to 22 million. See if it really makes a difference.
Heed the truth.
All right, okay, 18 million. All right, who are we going to try to power up? Who are we going to try to make really strong here?
Some say I'm unworldly. So here.
Maybe Yagnats?
Did I say something wrong again?
He's got crit rate critical damage here. We'll give him crit rate critical damage on this one. With this piece. Where was that one piece? This one. Okay, so this is going to up his crit rate critical damage by 25%. Now let's see if we can get a little bit more increase from 25. This is already pretty good.
What? Did I say something wrong again?
Well, that one's already really good too. This is already 25. Maybe here. Maybe we can increase it here. Attack with crit rate critical damage. We do have one. So we upped it. This is total amount. We're upping it by 41%, correct? Yeah, 41%.
What? Did I say something wrong again?
Okay. 41% on the Yagnats we increased. Now let's see if we can do a little increase on her.
Yes, this ordinary tree branch is my staff.
Zero increase. Just increase in defense and HP. This will give us one more crit rate. Attack speed as well, which is good. It lowers our attack by 159. All right, so we'll keep what we've got.
Yes, this ordinary tree branch is my staff.
79. We need to keep our crit rate at 80. This would increase it by 26%. Here we go. Okay, we're going to increase our crit rate by 24% on her. 41 total that we did on Yagnats. 24% on her. We could probably get a little bit more. 16? 24%? We lose... No, 8. We lose 3. Okay, this would be worth it. So what was it? 24 plus 16, so 40. Total 40 on her as well. 41 on Yagnats and 40 on her. I'll have to look back through the video to make sure that's accurate.
Disputes and violence should be put in a stew with carrots.
Get her attack up. Get her crit rate up. I think we're good at 79. Okay. So we increased both of theirs 41 and 40%. Just going to start out 12 seconds. Why is he missing a piece of gear? What's going on? Did she steal it? What the hell?
What? Did I say something wrong again?
Now it's all thrown. I'll have to go look back at their original stats and then, because now it's all thrown off. Crit rate, critical damage, 16% increase, 26% increase. All right. Let's go. Show me that damage, baby. Now we could tie Yagnats in to do his ultimate when Witch's Remains is up, but he's going pretty quick. Maybe we'll just keep him on his own. I don't know, the ultimate's a lot. We might want to tie it into Witch's Remains. All right, 2 million already is looking pretty good. We're looking for what was it? At 5 stacks, we're looking for 11 million. And it looks like we got 2.8 million on that one rotation.
Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
Defeated by
I
a
am here.
country girl.
We're not quite there, I don't think. We're close, but we're not quite there.
Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Respect my worry not.
Defeated by a
I am
country
here.
girl.
Listen. Respect my power. Heed the truth.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
We need 11 million, right? 11 million right now. Like before the end of this, we would have needed 11 million, like by the halfway mark at 5.
This is a guardian's duty.
The rest support, tanking is the way. And is Hexandra better than Furbeth here? I don't know if she's better than Furbeth here. I doubt it. I just like using her because she's a rare. But we're not putting enough damage. We're still not putting enough damage, or we're not having our guys line up with our decrease defense.
This is a guardian's duty.
Worry not.
Defeated by a country girl.
Yeah, I'm sure Furbath is gonna last longer here, so we could try Furbath, or we could try some different gear set on Hexandra. But we still need the heavy resistance. I'm pretty sure she's got as much defense as Furbath has, probably.
Defeated by a country girl.
But we could just swap the gear that she has on right now to Furbath and see if he lasts longer. But I'm pretty sure it's 11 stacks. Pretty sure 11 stacks either way, they fall over.
Listen well.
This is a guardian's duty.
Rise of pain. Worry not.
Defeated by
I
a
am here.
country girl.
But I have no idea how
Heed the truth.
Hype got 23 million with this team.
This is a guardian's duty.
Yeah, I just don't know how he got 22 million with this team. I don't know what kind of gear he's got on his Vanny and Yagnats to get that much damage.
Heed the truth.
She missed that decreased attack there at the end. Well, she's going to, right?
Guardian's duty.
One more damage dealer instead of yeah, we could add one more damage dealer instead of Nathaniel for sure, especially with this gear we have on right now. It's pretty insane. I mean, we're pretty close right now, guys. You know what we could do? Instead of having our DPS in the front right there, we could have Nathaniel in the front. That way when we get to these further stacks, Nathaniel's the first person to be hit by the Toll War. We want Nathaniel to be hit first, and then we want her to be hit second. Okay, this will work. And that might be how it happened. I just put Nathaniel in place of like here. I just put Nathaniel in place of Hexandra, and he lasts 1 stack longer than her. Joe Money, what's up, man? You coming to Tokyo next year? Let me know, man. Let me know when you come here. Yeah, if you haven't visited Tokyo, do it, man. Do it. Or Kyoto or any of those cool places. Or go to Tokyo, visit Tokyo for a while, and then take a train out to wherever you want to go, man. North, south, west. You don't really want to go east. There's not much over there. Going over toward kind of where I live. I'm on the east side of Tokyo, and then going like far east Tokyo, you just kind of loop around to this outer. They have some cool onsens out there that look across the ocean that are really cool, but other than that, not a lot there. Not a lot of cool historical fun places to go to. I retired, so you're planning to do some traveling? Okay, yeah, man. Congrats. My dad just retired last year, I think. He's going to come visit. My dad and his wife are going to come visit us for 3 months sometime this year. I think maybe starting in March. Yeah. Nice. Well, Nathaniel is not tanky, first off. Nathaniel's got enlightenment on him for some reason. Do we need enlightenment? Yeah, we got enlightenment on him for the shields and recovery over time. And then this buff. And then he's got gear to do a healing. After casting the skill, he's going to do healing. All right, this should work. This should do 23 million. But remember, we increased Yagnat's and Vanny's critical damage by over 40% on Yagnat's and exactly 40% on Vanny, which is gear that I'm not going to have on my main account. Maybe not even for a while. So, and we've got 10% elemental damage increase. Not the outermost ring, but we've got the inner ring right there with 10% additional elemental damage for lightning. Lizard taunting? Oh, Yagnat's is being taunted? Why is he way over there? Why did he move forward like that? Is his range, like Yagnat's range is short? Both DPS moved forward. Look at this. Scrubs. If they just wait, he'll be in range. If they just wait a second, he'll be in range. Still, Vanny's going to want to move forward now, right? No. Okay, that's weird. Why did Vanny feel the need to move forward when Yagnat's was beside her? Because Yagnat's moved? Like she's being body blocked right now? Okay, this is fine the way it is. At least Nathaniel's still the first person that's going to be attacked when Toll War comes up. But still... Okay. Yeah, he was because they all moved. They're moving different compared to how our other heroes were moving. Like here you can see that to get in range, they needed to move up. But I guess now Vanny was kind of blocked. I don't know. They're moving differently depending on what formation. Same formation, right? But just depending on which hero is in that formation, they're moving differently. A little bit weird. Okay, so the plan is to get close as possible to 22 million. Hexandra dies. And we pull off the rest after she's dead. Now, if we did have a little bit more skill haste, now we could do this. We could put a little bit more skill haste on our... We probably need to do this. We could last one more rotation if we put a little bit more skill haste on our Iola. Because our Iola, the way that she's doing... Actually, you know what? Let's start this over. Hold on. Iola is not needed to be at 12 seconds. She needs to just go on rotation of her own. Because right now she's at 18.6. So really close to staying in line with the boss. Like really close. Because we've got skill haste here and one hit into skill haste each. And she's going to initial at 11.2, which is good. We'll get one more. We'll get one more rotation of her applying decreased attack on the boss before Hexandra dies. With this, because she's doing it so early. Like right now, she's doing it at 11.2. Boom. It lasts for 10 seconds, so it's going to be up when the boss does its ultimate now, which really doesn't matter because the boss isn't strong right now. So it's up. And slowly, she's going to start doing it closer and closer to the boss's ultimate. So really, if we wanted to, we could skip the his whole first rotation and not do decreased attack. But we wouldn't have our decreased defense up. And then we could wait to do it even sooner. So the further, you know what I'm saying? So the longer we get into the fight, the more decreased attack we'll have up. Let's see if it works here. It should give us one more turn. Because I noticed that she did do decreased attack right after the boss did its ultimate at like 9 or 10 stacks. And that might have saved Hexandra. Maybe. But again, we're playing with gear that we're not going to have on our heroes. So it's really deceiving. This is gear that we are not going to have on our 2 DPS right now.
Defeated by a country girl.
And we'll see what Hype says when he talks about, when he says what his attack and critical damage is on Vanny and Yagnats compared to what I've got right now in my Discord. Yeah, OP Gamer, he's not anymore, man. Nobody's being taunted.
Defeated by a country girl.
So I think, do you guys feel this? I feel like the bosses in Season 2 are harder than bosses from Season 1. I feel like they're much harder. I don't know if that's because I was so used to doing the Otherworld exploration, we had all those bonuses. You know those bonuses we get to fight the bosses in the Otherworld exploration as we're doing it? We get those increased damage, critical damage, skill haste over time. We get those with our alliance. And those made the bosses easier, but I don't know. I don't remember what it was like when I was doing that Utor event, like the very first event we had to get that legendary. Same thing we're doing right now with Ardrith. I don't remember what it was like fighting those bosses. I think some of those bosses I got like 11 million on because we were new, right? We had brand new rosters, brand new, this first time us going through a season. I feel like I did 60 summons on the banner, so it didn't even matter. I could do 7 million on all the bosses if I wanted to, and I would still get the legendary. Keep that in mind. Don't be too focused on getting crazy damage right now. As long as you can do some summons. Just remember that. Don't get frustrated and keep working on this stuff when you could easily just do a few summons and then do low damage on the bosses and you'll still get Ardrith.
Country girl.
This is not good. This is not good damage at 9 stacks, I'm telling you. This just doesn't look good at all. Okay, see, we got decreased attack up there at the end with 10 stacks. And it didn't help. What did we get? 20 million? 20 million last time, right?
Country girl.
Yagnats is being provoked by a stupid mushroom. And then he stayed on that mushroom. Silly Yagnats. Resisted, huh? He goes ham when he's going in against our melee. Stupid mushrooms. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if we can. Let's do Fur Bath and see if we can last a little bit longer. Now her base defense is 1200. Now Fur Bath is going to do more healing though. I assume. I don't know because we're loading him up with a whole bunch of resistance. So let's see if Fur Bath can last.
I'm coming.
Did you hear him? Did you hear what Fur Bath was saying right then? Sounds really weird. So we're not going to worry about accuracy on him, correct? Because we already got decreased attack up, so we don't need accuracy. We're just going full on gear that we had on Hexandra. There we go. Give me that Hexandra gear. I think we have this saved as resistance. Nope, I lied. Most of it. One hit into resistance. All right, that's fine. And then same. Okay. Basically the same exact gear. I don't feel like his resistance is super high, but it's going to be enough. We're getting 50 additional from our elemental advantage, so that should be enough. It's almost 400. Oh, what was Furbat's total defense now? So he's just got a little bit higher defense than Hexandra, but his healing is probably going to be stronger than Hexandra. Possibly. Stupid mushrooms. Well, you need at the end of the season? How many? What do you mean? For what at the end of the season? What do we need to do at the end of the season? Increase defense up for 10 stacks for every buff he has.
Girl.
What do you think mini stacks would you get for buffs? Well, look at the buffs we have on right now. I mean, buffs come and go, right? We've only got one buff on right now. So it's very hard to get a lot of buffs that are consistently up. Like, very hard. This buff, actually, it's up right now, doesn't even count for a lot of people. That increased attack buff doesn't even count for a lot of people's passives. You're in season 1. How many gold dice do you want to keep for the end of the season? You get these scrolls, and then you're able to get other gold dice. So, yeah, if you're going to get 20 scrolls, then you want 20 gold dice. But I think that banner is up for how long? 10 days? But yeah, 20 gold dice. You're going to get these 20 scrolls that when you use 20 gold dice with those scrolls, every 10 scrolls that you open, you get a guaranteed legendary. It's just an early pity. That's all it is. But you'll get 2 legendaries. That's pretty sweet. 20 scrolls. If you did 20 scrolls. I don't know. You can look and see where you're at for finishing. Do you know where to look to see how many scrolls you're going to get when you finish the season? I kind of want to go back to the Lizard Healer with Hexandra because I feel like that one made it easier for us to last longer. I feel like with that increased defense too, the shield she was doing whenever Hexandra did her ultimate, and that healing whenever Hexandra dropped below 50% was stronger than Nathaniel. Okay, this is weird. We're doing more damage right now. Look at this. We were at the end of 5 stacks, we were at... This would mean we need to go to 20 stacks. No, 12 stacks. We would have to go to 12 stacks of damage increase. But we are definitely doing more damage this time for some reason. I don't know. Furbass in here, it won't affect us doing more damage. That's for sure. That is for sure. We're just getting lucky with damage right now. Now, we didn't try to get more damage out of Iola. We didn't try to jack her up with some crazy gear. All right, 10 stacks. Yeah, it looks like Furbath is lasting longer, right? Furbath is making it look easy to last longer. It seems like. Now, can Iola get this last decreased attack up? She does, like right on cue, man. Right there at the end. It's gonna. No, it's not gonna save him though. Well, yeah, it did. That healing, man. Furbath's healing is definitely better than Hexandra's. He's almost back up to full there for a minute. He's probably gonna die. Oh, she got it in again, man. That's like the perfect skill haste to have for her, so we know what to use. All right, this is the Guardian's duty. We just Yagnats with that stupid mushroom again. Oh man. Oh, he got decreased defense. Nope, didn't get it up. How much are we away from 2.2 or 22? Oh man, 107,000 were away. Like somebody doing their, if anybody did their ultimate, it would have done 107,000 damage. So close, so close. Yeah, so Furbath definitely is getting more healing on himself than Hexandra for sure. But here's the thing. I could swear that the Lizard was doing better than him. That we could easily bring Hexandra back in with the Lizard and maybe have Hexandra go and get it done. You know? Okay, what other tanks do we have?
A new job for the list.
Okay, let's try this out.
weapons and equipment.
Try to slow speed this bad boy.
Life and face.
Now we're not going to do 100% additional damage because he's poisoned, but we'll do damage. I'm just going to put any gear. Yeah. What is this gear? Healing gear? All right, let's do that. I'm not really concerned with the damage he's going to do right now. If it works out to seem like it's cool, then we'll... If it's going to work, then we'll put some damage on him. 299.
I need to figure.
See what kind of slow speed we get. Now, if we slow the boss up enough, it's going to help us get our healing from Furbath in more often. It's going to get more damage in more often, of course. We've got the slow speed penalty on him right now.
Cost extra.
If we could stun a mushroom, which we can, we're going to get a... I didn't know we could stun a mushroom. We can stun a mushroom. That means... Whoa, whoa. What's going on there? Whoa, wait, what? Why do you put a slow speed on a mushroom? If you can stun a mushroom, that gives us a turn meter increase to our DPS, to our highest attack person.
Country girl.
This'll cost extra.
But why did Theodore... Yo, what is going on?
Listen well.
What hero do you know that's attacking a main target and that uses their battle skill on something totally different? He's not being provoked. What hero do you guys know that will be attacking a main target and ever switches their battle skill to something else? This is nuts. He's not being provoked. And he's switching.
Defeated by a country girl.
What is wrong with him?
This'll cost extra.
I don't even get it, man. I don't know what's going on right there. Okay, I'm going to put her in the front. Put him in the back here. Does he move up just one square only? No, then they both move up weird. Okay, I got to put her in the back to block. Body block. Tomorrow to stun for days? Yeah, but that's not going to... It doesn't increase our... We're using him for the slow speed. It doesn't increase our ultimate by that much. It's only like every 5 seconds too. Are we getting a slow speed back on him, or is he? No, he's still applying. He's still shooting his battle skill at a mushroom. This is like this is bad. This is like wrong AI. This is like when we had Sigrid, who was getting the harpy down to 50% HP, and then she would no longer attack the harpy with her ultimate, and she would then attack only a wisp. This is the same scenario. Bad AI that they're going to have to go back in and fix, and they're not going to fix it for this event. They're definitely not going to fix it for this event, for this one hero having this issue.
Country girl.
This'll cost extra.
There it goes again on the mushroom.
Heed the truth.
I don't even... I can't even understand what's happening. I really can't.
Girl.
This'll cost extra.
Heed the truth. Respect my... Defeated by a country girl.
We're doing pretty good damage per stack, though.
This'll cost extra.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but Furbath is going to die sooner. Because we're definitely not slowing the boss down. We're slowing the boss down every once in a while. Like right now, it's on the boss and not on the mushroom. But if it was on the boss the whole entire time, it would be pretty good. It's on the boss again this time. Then Furbath might be able to get it back around to doing his battle skill more often. He might... Our DPS could then get in some more damage before the boss ramps up. But with this dwarf not, he's cross-eyed. He's hitting a mushroom instead of... He doesn't know which mushroom to hit, I guess.
This'll cost extra.
Listen well. Cries of...
Heed the truth.
It's confusing with all the mushrooms out there. Surprise, Dragonheir AI sucks.
Defeated by a country girl.
At an enemy. It'll be at the enemy that they're targeting. Battle skills are always at the enemy they're targeting unless it says random enemy. Always. Yeah, so without us being able to slow speed the whole entire time, Furbath just can't. Like this guy. It's cool that he can stun and that every 3 seconds we get, when an enemy is inflicted with a control, grants 10% ultimate energy to the ally with the highest attack. Now, if this boss was actually controlling it, oh, it does. Yeah, whenever an ally is inflicted with control, reduce the ultimate energy of the enemy, but we're resisting the control. What if we could slow speed this boss and we can let this boss taunt someone, not only would we be slow speeding it, recharge speed penalty, we'd also be knocking back his ultimate gauge by 20%. When the allies inflicted with control, reduce the ultimate of the enemy with the highest attack by 20%. This effect can only be triggered once every 3... Man, we could be knocking back this guy's ultimate every 3 seconds. That's actually kind of interesting. If we get Furbath provoked pretty often, he's still going to do his battle skill in between the provoke. Then what set would we put him in? We just put him in a set for healing. If we're not worried about high resistance, like but we don't want those debuffs on is the other issue. We don't want the debuffs because the debuffs going on the boss would then make it so he gets damage reduction. Like we kind of want to be provoked sometimes, but we don't want the debuffs up. Okay, this drops our resistance down to 280. And we take 15% less damage. So maybe sometimes we'll get provoked. And the boss will get his ultimate gauge knocked back. Let's see. Whenever Furbath gets provoked, look at that ultimate gauge. Yeah, it just went back, but I don't know about 20%. I saw it kind of like jump back a little bit. I didn't see 20% jump back. And if this damn dwarf would always do his recharge speed penalty on the boss, this would be kind of cool. All right, Furbath, get provoked, buddy. Resist, resist, resist. He's not getting provoked.
This'll cost extra.
Plus, the mushrooms are getting stunned, so they're not provoking too all the time. He keeps resisting it.
This'll cost extra.
He's only been provoked one time out of this whole entire fight. And we've got quite a bit lower resistance too. I'm surprised. But now he's taking 15% less damage. So maybe this is the kind of gear I need to put on Furbath and Hexandra up here.
Listen well. Heed the truth. Respect my power.
This is crazy. He won't get provoked.
Just learn this.
This'll cost extra.
He's getting debuffs up though, so the boss is negating 4% damage right now because he's got debuffs on. So maybe this gear will not work.
Just learn this.
Well, if he's never going to be provoked, we can't knock back that ultimate gauge. Yeah, our dude does not want to be provoked. He really doesn't.
This'll cost
Furbath said, I'm not having it. Okay. Interesting, I guess, but we're not knocking back his ultimate at all. We're not knocking it back. So let's give Furbath This gear actually is pretty cool with him. Let's get higher resistance. Let's not worry about the scarab now. Let's go back to higher resistance. And we could do that with either the candle or we could do it with this. This gives us defense and resistance. So we'll go with that. And we get extra HP. 350. Now what if we bring our boy here like that to Fur Bath? What if he gets provoked all the time? Okay, he just got taunted. Did the boss's ultimate? Because every 3 seconds, it's a cooldown every 3 seconds. Look for the boss's ultimate gauge and see if it goes down at all. It's like before, we got to worry about being provoked nonstop if we bring in somebody like Xiaoto or Melee, and now I bring in somebody that okay, there, you got provoked. I want to get provoked, and I can't get him to get provoked that often. It's wild. It's hard for me to keep one eye on the dwarf and one eye on the boss's ultimate too. There we go. I didn't see it jump back. I did not see it go back. I didn't see it drop back 20%. Let's bring him forward. I don't think he's even in the provoke range. You saw it go back? Did it look like it went back 20%? This effect can only be triggered once every 3 seconds. I mean, if we can get that to trigger every 3 seconds, that would be pretty insane. We have 300 accuracy plus 50. We have 350 total accuracy, somewhere around there. Let's increase his accuracy a little bit more just to make sure. Accuracy of 11? That brings it up 1? That's the highest accuracy we have? No. What? Okay, we upped it by 18. 4 hits in accuracy, is that right? That's a lot of accuracy. All right, so now he's at 400 accuracy. And he's right there next to Fur Bath, so he's going to be provoked. But he's going to get a lot of debuffs on too. Okay, I saw it jump back there, but I swear that's not 20%. I've seen 20% with Latalis, and you can notice 20%. That barely even looked like, it just kind of like stuttered. Okay, I don't think it jumped back in 3 seconds later, did it? I don't know what 3 seconds is in this game time, but it felt like 3 seconds. He just got provoked. I didn't see it jump back then. I don't know. I don't trust this game's coding with things like this, with these cool passive stuff that you would think be really cool. I didn't see it jump back then either. I guess there it looked like it stuttered again, but man, because he's not putting up that recharge speed penalty from his battle skill on the boss, he's hitting like whatever randomness. Man, this dwarf is terrible here. He can't even hit the right targets. Are you saying that you think he's going to recharge speed penalty the boss if we put him up against the boss instead of a mushroom? Like if we do that where he's up against the boss? He's still not up against the boss though. Since he doesn't see, he got provoked, so it should have knocked back. Recharge speed penalty is obviously going to be shot onto that mushroom right in front of him because he's not smart. There he goes. There he goes doing his 2 hits. Doing his 2-hit battle skill on the mushroom.
This'll cost extra.
Really strange.
Respect my
This would have been really cool if this guy was slowing the boss and knocking it back every 3 seconds or so. This would have been really cool.
We defeated Diet Country Girl.
Reducing turn meter? It's always a lot less. Yeah, well, I think because the bar is moving at a certain rate, and even though we knock it back by 20%, I can really notice it with other heroes. 20% is quite a bit. If it was only 5%, we'd really only see that little knockback. But 20%, I can really see it when I'm fighting against some other bosses.
This'll cost extra.
It will not always be the target. It's worded the same, and it does the same as it doesn't always hit her main target. The poison girl? The poison explosion rare that we get in the beginning?
Diet Country Girl.
Her battle skill says something that she attacks different random targets?
Listen well.
This'll cost extra.
So what is she doing? What is her battle skill? Is her battle skill to leap at somebody? Hey, what's going on? Greater Society in the house. How you doing, my man? New player here. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're playing Dragonheir. Hope you enjoy your experience. And if anybody else out there wants to play Dragonheir, look down below. We've got a link for you. You can type in !Dragonheir, and you can download the link there to play on your PC and then jump back and forth between your mobile device. Come and join us for season 2 once you get there. Once you get to season 2. What am I supposed to do later on when I'm saying come and join us for season 4? Come and join us for season 4 in a year?
This'll cost extra.
I don't know. I hope the devs are looking into something. So Furbat died. Now our dwarf here is tanking. Yeah, that's not working. This is not working. This guy isn't doing the job. It would have been so fun. Would have been so fun if he just slowed the boss from over here. And then we let our tank get provoked every once in a while. I don't know. I guess that's asking too much. Knocking back that ult. It's just all asking too much. Okay, what do we have in place? We had Nathaniel in place here. Would have been, could have been, you know. Nathaniel in the front, her in the back, like that. She'll move forward. Vanny will stay. Okay. Now, Furbat, the only difference that we had for when we reached 20 million, like 20, well, it was 20 million, right? Is now Furbat is negating 15% damage and still has high resistance. Will that make it so we can go longer? We definitely have the skill haste set up properly for Iola. Iola is like on cue with putting up this decreased attack from the beginning all the way to the end. Like all the way to like 11 or 12 stacks. She will hit that decreased attack right before the boss takes its turn. So we can at least tell people that, right? To gain for orange dice, it's the worm arrow. The red gems, the worm arrow, and you're going to get those from joining an alliance and attacking the Vortex boss every day. Your whole alliance is going to attack the Vortex boss, and you're going to see these rewards that you get in your alliance. Like if you're in a decently active alliance, you're going to get enough to complete all of them. If you complete all of them, you get this resolve that you're going to use to make your account stronger, which is your elemental affinity. I'll show you that in a minute. But you also get worm arrow every single day, and you get worm arrow from fighting the boss, from doing events, and you save those to get gold dice. They don't really give you gold dice in this game, which I think is kind of a bad thing to do. They put it in your hands to be able to save up worm arrow to buy your own gold dice at 350. Once you get 350, you go into the shop and you buy your own. Reason why I think that is bad is because people don't see it. They can't. They're used to playing all these other games to where you're given the gold dice, you're given your summoning stones to do summons, and they're not used to having to save up a resource to do it themselves. So they think the game's greedy, or they think that they're not going to get gold dice and they're not going to get heroes then. But what this game has done is pretty much put it in your hands. I think it's better for the average gamer, for the normie kind of person that plays games, to be able to see that, hey, I'm getting the gold dice, and for them, in their minds, it's better. Because most people feel like, hey, I'm not getting anything. Like, where's my gold dice at? So if I were to redesign this game, I would make it to where you get either gold dice or gold dice fragments. And then once you have like 10 gold dice fragments, you get a full gold dice. So then the player can firmly see, hey, I'm about to get another summons. It's accumulating up. It's a gold dice fragment, or I'm getting a full gold dice here instead of so many gems. You can still give us gems. We like to get gems. We want to buy some bread every once in a while. We want to get some legendary scrolls from the shop with those gems. We want those, but I do think it's better if they did it in a different way. So then players would be like, okay, the game's giving me a lot of gold dice. I see that. Yeah, you'll get a lot. You'll get a lot from the events and all that. So you just got to save those worm arrow, the red gems. We're still nowhere near 20 million to get at this stacks. At 9 stacks. And now at 10. At 10, we need to be at 20 million. Let me chapstick up. I mean, Furbath is pretty high, but right, see, Hex, there, Iola got that decreased attack up, which might save him. Yep. Oh, it's so close. Nice. But he's not going to make it past this. This is going to be it. I don't think so. Nope. This is going to be it. And then she got the decreased attack up right there at the very end. 12 stacks. 20. He's surviving. Come on. And then now Yagnats is provoked. Maybe we should put Yagnats behind Vanny? Oh yeah, we got to 21.8 million. We were so close before. Now we're at 21.8 million almost again. You actually get a lot over time, and you do, and that's what I'm saying. You do get a lot over time. They basically put it in your hands, but it's very deceiving for the normal gamer who plays a game, and 99% of all the other games actually give you summons. They don't give you just these gems, and you're wondering, like, you want to hold their hand. Any kind of game, you definitely want to hold people's hands, and you want to show them that they're getting summons, so that they're not wondering what's going on. So that somebody like us, they don't have to go into Discord and have it explained to them. You don't want that, because, you know, the majority of the player base is not on Discord. They're not on Reddit. They're not on Twitch here trying to do this. They give you shards daily. They give you a summoning shard every single day just for logging in, and then they give you shards from events, and those shards can get you legendary heroes. Yeah. So they give you quite a few shards, and then they give you the, what are the gold shards, whatever the gold shards were called. It's been so long now. They give you those through events as well, or from the boss. The clan boss there in Raid gives you the most rewards for your void shards and your sacred. That's what they're called. Sacred shards. So yeah, it does give you shards. Whereas here, this boss doesn't give you any shards at all. You have to just go fight. It doesn't give you summoning crystals, summoning shards. You have to go fight to get gems here. Raid gives you a lot. Yeah, it always has. The guild boss in Raid is the best thing to do. Here, it's the same thing. This gives you a lot. The Vortex boss here gives you a lot as long as you're in an alliance and your whole alliance is active. But again, it's crystals. It's not the actual summoning shards. It's not the dice that we need here to summon. So you have to know to be like, okay, we actually are getting a lot, and now I have to come over here and convert them from 350 into gold. And again, you don't want to design your game that way. You don't want people to wonder. You don't want them to have to figure out how to do it. And you don't want them to feel like the game isn't giving you the ability to summon heroes. So that's bad to do. I would not have done it that way. No. Because I guarantee there's been plenty of players who have left thinking that they're not getting summoning dice. They're like, man, where's my gold dice? They gave me a few in the beginning when I first started playing, like 3 or 4. Not even that many. They give you like 3 or 4 in the very beginning when you go through the Child of Chaos. And then that's it. You don't see anywhere else. You see the purple, but you're like, the purple can't get me legendaries. So I need the gold. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I feel like we did a lot of testing over there. We didn't get to 22 million. We got really close. I'll find out what gear Hype Pseudo had on, and I'll compare that to the gear I had here. And I'll also look back through my video to see. I mean, we already know. We were hitting 15 to 16 to 17 million. And then we increased her critical damage by 40%, his critical damage by, I believe, over 40%. I'll have to go check on it. And then we went from 2 DPS, increasing their critical damage by 40% with gear that we definitely don't have right now. For sure, it's gear that we don't have these kind of hits into, with 2 hits in the crit, 2 hits in the critical damage on like every piece. There's no way we can copy what we've done here with our current gear. And then we took our elemental advantage out to get 10% additional, right? Not the final ring, but we went pretty far. So to get 22 here with this team, it's going to take a lot of crazy gear that we just don't have. So I want to see what kind of damage we did without that increase and with it. So any kind of, I mean, it's just the 40% additional critical damage on 2 DPS adds up to a lot, man, a lot. To maximize skill haste on Lydia and see how good her immortality. Why would you use Lydia? All you got to do is use high resistance. You don't need to use Lydia. Why would we level up Lydia? I mean, there's no other place in the game that we actually use Lydia. She does shields. She does blocking of control ability, but we're not going to 100% block this control. He throws out a mushroom really quickly. So we're on a 20-second cooldown. If we got our skill haste down some, you never get your skill haste lower than 20 seconds to like 17.9. That's with 63 skill haste. 2 different sets that give you 40, 20 each skill haste, and then you've got runes down there with, say, 1 hit in the skill haste each. You get somewhere around 63. You take that 20 down to the 17.9. You're still looking at 7.9 seconds of you not having control immunity. It just doesn't make sense to bring her in. Yeah, no, you can't. You can't do that. It just won't happen. So she's still going to be provoked quite a bit. She's going to get a lot of debuffs up. The reason why you want high resistance too, it's a DPS race. And for every debuff out on anybody on our team, he gets 2% damage reduction. And it's okay if 1 of these pop up or 2 of these pop up because it's not for very long. It's however long those debuffs are up. So if you do have good resistance on your tank or your healer, like your Hexandra, whoever you're using here, if you do have a good resistance, you don't have to worry about him mitigating that damage from time to time. But if you have no resistance, there's going to be a lot of debuffs up and he's going to mitigate quite a bit of damage. So that's the other reason why you want high resistance. And you don't want to mess with Lydia. Really, I don't know of anywhere. I didn't use her at all last season. There wasn't anywhere where I tried to take her in and use. I guess maybe I could have tried. Maybe going through Fey Meander against the mermaid, Elsa Bree or whatever her name is. I could have tried to use her for that so we don't get charmed, but we still would get our ultimate gauge knocked back by her, so that wouldn't help. The ultimate gauge reduction is like the worst thing with her. Forget being charmed for like 5 seconds. That ultimate reduction is the worst. The battle skill here, the immortality, so she can't die for 5 seconds. This is on a 12-second cooldown. Yeah, you can't get that down to... You can't get 12 seconds down to 5 seconds. It gets even harder. You know, when the number is lower, taking away 10% of 12 seconds is 1.2. So you're not lowering it by that much. If we're doing 10% of 20 seconds, we can lower that down to 18 seconds. But here, it's very difficult to take something like this from 12 seconds down low. So you probably won't take it any further than like 10 seconds with some gear and other stuff. Now, if you use the hourglass, you can bring it down lower if you had the hourglass, but you're still not going to take the hourglass and do full rotation on this. You're not going to have it at 100% uptime, I don't think, unless you had maybe 3 hits into skill haste with your runes, each of your runes, 40 from the gear, and then the full hourglass. I don't know. That would be a lot of work. A lot of work. All right, guys, 3 hours and 27 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow, same exact time, same place. Thanks so much for joining me, all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow.